He needs 7 pounds, 10 ounces. 7-9 would be a tie. 7-10 is what he's looking for. 9 pounds, 13 ounces. 9-13. You all right?
No. Oh, man. Today was... I question why we do this. I was the highest of highs and lowest of lows. I lost so many fish today. And I think at 1 o'clock I was sitting on a 1.25 pound fish. And I told my marshal, I was like, if something's not right, I got to get a limit. I told myself this going into this morning that I wasn't going to fish for a big one without a limit. And I ran all the way up almost to the launch and hit a couple spots, and it just wasn't happening. It would follow my drop shot all the way down to the bottom, and I couldn't get him to eat. And I hit one more spot, and I called one up, and it was probably a 2.25. And they started schooling, and I had my limit within 5-6 casts. And I knew how big of a deal that was going to be. But I knew for anything that would probably get me as close to the class as I could get. And that's what I didn't want to lose out on. I mean, we do this to make the Classic, and I can't imagine how that's going to be. That was the main goal going into today, was just make the Classic. If this thing pans out, hey, I don't even know what to say anymore, man.
You're in the Classic. You're in the Classic. Anybody you want to say thanks or hi to?
Everybody at home. I mean, I can't even begin.
Why don't you take the hot seat? We'll talk in just a little bit. Mark, congratulations on a great tournament. All right, so you got Caleb, you got Luke in the Classic. We know that much. We know that much. Last boat, correct? I don't see anybody else behind him. Hold up. Oh, man. I'm nervous for him. He's got 29 pounds, 8 ounces. We're going to have... Are you calmed down yet? We need to give him a little bit of time to calm down. Huh? You sure? Huh?
That's it. Let's do it. My heart can't take much more.
I want you to be... I don't want to be picking you up off the floor.
Well, it'll probably get a little worse in there in a minute.
Okay. Let's roll him up here. Your next angler, all the way from Russellville, Arkansas, member of the Natural State Bass Anglers, your day 2 leader, Trey Huddleston. He needs 7 pounds, 5 ounces to knock off Caleb. One bass for Trey. I'm going to make it official. One fish. 2 pounds, 7 ounces, 2-7. Caleb Sumrall is going to be your Academy Sports and Outdoors Bass Nation Champion 2017. Congratulations. Hold on, I want to talk to Trey a little bit before we make it official. Trey, you had a great tournament. You're going to be just out of it. You're going to be in 4th place. 4th place. What happened today?
How much? Okay. Yeah, coming into this thing, I didn't really know what to expect. I ran around all over the lake trying to find something productive during practice, and the The only thing I could find was chasing around those stupid schooling fish. And, consistent is, I know it doesn't sound consistent, but that's the only way I knew to catch fish. And after yesterday, if I would have only known how to go around and catch a limit of 6 or 7 pounds today, believe me, if I'd have had any confidence in doing it, I would have. But with the same weather conditions and what we were up against, I just knew it. Even if I didn't have a limit today, I'd at least get 1 or 2 of the bites that I needed that would probably keep me in it. And fortunate enough to have that one fish. I hit him on the head with a little swim bait, and he hit it on the fall. Couldn't catch anything on drop shot. Threw my top water till my arms fell off. They did not come up and do the things that they were doing the last 2 days. I could not capitalize.
Well, I mean, you had a great tournament. 31 pounds, 15 ounces, 4th place, just a little bit shy. And what I know for a fact is that'll put the fire in you to try to get back and make it again.
I don't know about that.
I know, because once you calm down, that's what anglers always tell me, man, I got to get back.
You're exactly right. It's just fuel for the fire. Thankful to be here. Thankful for Bass and Nation. I've never fished the Nation Nationals, fished the Weekend Series Nationals, and to be able to fish the Nation Nationals, it's the most special thing I've ever been into. And that's what I kept thinking. I kept my composure today and try to make some things happen. I didn't run around like a chicken with my head cut off, but no, I'm very, very proud for Caleb. We kind of shared some of the same stuff. I guess he thought he was going to run me down in my old kitty this morning, and that didn't quite pan out for him either. But I did win a boat race today. but no, I'm just, like I said, that's fishing. That's the way it is. I can't say much more, but I want to say hello to my family. I love y'all very much. And it's going to be a long, hard road coming home. I can take a boat whooping in any way you want to give it to me. Pretty good, but this one's going to be a hard one.
A good tournament anyway. We do have some cash for you, so we'll give that to you a little bit later. Good job, Trey Huddleston. Now, to make it official, to present the Brian Kerschel Memorial Trophy from Academy Sports and Outdoors, Wyatt Edson. One more time, your 2017 Academy Sports and Outdoors Bass Nation Champion, presented by Magellan. In second place, going to the Classic, Luke Gritter from Michigan. And in third place, going to the Classic, from Alabama, Marty Giddens. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I want to thank everybody for watching at home on Bassmaster.com.
How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to Ike Live. This is a special Monday night episode of Ike Live. Sitting in the co-host chair tonight, you're going to look and you're going to say, man, that's not the gruesome Pete Glusa I normally know. This is a handsome, fat-headed man. Dave Brodzik in the house tonight. How you doing tonight, Dave?
Feeling very handsome and fat-headed, man.
That's
Thanks for
right.
having me. Yeah.
It's good to have a fat head.
Where is Pete, by the way? No one told me why he was missing.
Pete's on vacation. We think he's at the Holiday Inn in Runnymede off Exit 3. He's doing a big vacation with the family.
Third vacation.
At Holiday Inn.
Third vacation this week.
Yeah.
That's right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I know you've got a busy work week ahead of you, and hopefully we'll provide you a little entertainment tonight. We got a great show tonight in store for you. In-studio guest, very good friend of mine. I'm so excited to have him and his beautiful wife in the house tonight. Caleb Sumrall is in the house, in the studio. So excited to have him here. Also, Josh Bertrand, recent winner of the Bass Elite event up on the Thousand Islands, is going to be joining us on Skype. Also got a special guest joining us a little later. I'm going to leave you guys in suspense. But as usual, Ike Live Show is brought to you by many amazing sponsors. Couldn't happen without these guys. First and foremost, Line Cutters. Man, Line Cutters, you know I've said it before and I've said it again. Cuts like butter. And I'm real excited. I want to show you. I'm going to get Brian DeCarpenter to do a close-up. Here's my Ike Flambeau bag. You know I use all the time, especially shooting my new show. It's going to be out in Nat Geo. We've got a brand new Line Cutters product. The zipper pull. Look at that, Dave.
That's pretty rad, dude.
Yeah, really cool. Attaches to a zipper, a hatch, a latch, anything you could attach it to, and it's that same great line cutter system at your fingertips, cutting line like butter, including like 200-pound braid, Dave, if you're after a grouper. Go to linecutters.com. Check out their great products, including the new zipper pull. Also brought to you by Mystery Tackle Box. We're the one and only live video podcast that will be doing another unboxing tonight. And I got to tell you something. You know, Dave, we said it before. It's like Christmas to your door once a month. But listen to this. We're going to do a special promotion tonight. Okay?
Yep.
And we're going to, normally we wait for the promotions. We're going to do this one right up the giddy. So if you're watching early and you're not, go and get a coffee or a beer or whatever you're doing before the regular show starts. Listen to me. Here it goes, okay? We're going to give away a signed MTB shirt, and that's going to be signed by everybody in this room tonight. Really special, one-of-a-kind shirt. And all you have to do is answer this question, and here it goes. Who did Carl Von Dibble? That's the other KVD.
Yep.
Dave, it's not the regular KVD.
Copy that.
Carl Von Dibble. Who did Carl Von Dibble get into a fight with in the office last week? Okay? Little hint here. If you don't know the answer, go check out the recent video on the MTB YouTube channel. And right now, we're going to take the first winner that gets that right. Is going to win that shirt, Dave. Mystery Tackle Box shirt. Very unique. What do you think about that?
I'm dying to know why they fought, too.
I don't know. We're going to find out. Also brought to you by Hobie Kayaks. Kayak fishing's changing the world. Here's the big thing I want to tell you guys right now. Just announced days ago, the 2019 Hobie Mirage Outback. I was really lucky, Dave, to sit in one before anybody else. It's a kayak that's going to really fit a niche. It's light. It's fast. It stores well if you've got a car or a truck. There's no slap like in the old Outbacks. You can stand up in this thing. It fishes so well. And, of course, the Outback comes in at a great price, and people are going to love it. So, Hobie Kayaks, please, if you're watching right now, listening, check out the new 2019 Hobie Mirage Outback. It's a great kayak. Dave, you want to jump in here with any of them?
Yeah. So, here we go, guys. Liquid Mayhem.
Yes.
Promo code Ike Live 25, get 25% off. All the popular flavors: shad, garlic minnow, crawl, la 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 leech. We always put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
I said I wasn't going to say it. I hate saying la la leech, but nightcrawler and Nice crawfish.
Oh, Nice.
All on the shelves, clear, and you can still get the red. I like using the red for the crawl. You can still find that. Let's see here. What else, Mike?
What about Flambeau, Dave? Maker of great tackle stories.
Love Flambeau.
Flambeau's great stuff.
Told the story how I flipped a canoe playing around, doing things I should have been doing.
Yeah.
And the boxes floated. I'm not lying. My jig box floated. I swear to God. I'll do a video right now. Throw them jigs right in it. It floats. It stays. It's that airtight. It's pretty good stuff. More importantly, my most favorite thing they make for my kayak is they have a sealed box. It's like the size of like, I don't know, like half this.
An iPhone.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like an iPhone or maybe like a Big Mac box and a half, you know, and you put like your stuff in there and totally keep it dry. Your phone, your keys, your wallet. What am I getting? Oscar music to shut up? What was that? Oh, that's his phone.
We thought it was another cheesy sound effect from our shitty
That would have been
producer.
good. That would have been good.
Good sound off.
I would have never done another ad again.
It was. And Dave, let me remind everybody.
Pulled you up the stage.
Exactly.
Let me remind everybody, along with that great testimony about Flambeau boxes floating, they're also using the Z-Rust product, which keeps your hooks rust-free. go to the Flambeau website, flambeauoutdoors.com. Use the promo code IkeLive. 20% off anything on the Flambeau website, including hunting products if you're a hunter. Decoys, gun cases, all that stuff. Also brought to you by Tackle Warehouse. Listen, very special promotion right now at Tackle Warehouse. If you buy one of the Ike Revo rods or reels on Tackle Warehouse right now, you'll get a free Abu Garcia limited edition Ike tournament jersey valued at $50. If you're like Randy Flowers, you want to promote everybody, all those lower level guys rocking jerseys, check it out.
Can I just do you want to talk about one of your rods later? Now or later?
Talk about it now.
So listen, guys, Ike has a rod in the Ike series, and it's a 7'8" spinning rod.
7'8", big rod,
and it's what I'm flipping with out of a kayak with a 4,000 Revo reel, because I've learned, in a kayak I'm not that proficient with a bait caster. I'm just not in a kayak yet. So anyway, this 7'8" rod, it's all I'm flipping with, and with 20-pound braid, like, you're not snapping much off. You got to give it a try. It's a pretty badass rod, man.
Thank you.
That's that Senko stick, right?
Yeah, it's
that
a good
long cast.
It's a
stick?
good long cast rod.
Yeah.
For being low in a kayak, it's the right rod because you got leverage.
It's got a 20-80 bend in it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's straight as a board, and then it goes 20 and down, man. Like, it's a decent rod for flipping half-ounce jigs with 20-pound braid, man.
Yep.
Also brought to you by TH Marine. TH Marine is the maker of great marine products, from everything from a canoe to a Biggie Smalls yacht. And we're giving away nothing tonight every 10 minutes from TH Marine. Also brought to you by Bash University. Use the promo code TRYBU. Get 10 days free. Listen to me. Go try it. Go to Bash U TV and use that promo code TRYBU.
And
10 days free.
And
Brian.
Friday night we'll be live here back in your studio with John Cruz co-hosting with Pete Glusick for Bass University TV Live.
There you have it.
But be you guys, real quick. Go to YouTube, right? Look at some of the free stuff first. And that's the stuff that they're just putting out for public consumption. And you're going to learn something just from them. That's the stuff that these guys are putting out there for nothing. It's really worth it. It's worth its price. I mean, you got to check it out. Check out the free stuff, and then maybe it'll intrigue you to go buy the actual product, because it's truly it's good stuff.
Also brought to you by Real Snot. You heard me say it before. Real Snot is changing the way you cast baits. Listen to me. If you don't believe me, we did a Ike Live science experiment a couple weeks ago. Brian the Carpenter.
Scientist.
Weird science.
Yes, really awesome. We did a true scientific experiment. We cast a frog, Dave, as far as we could without Real Snot. We sprayed the Real Snot on there, and we got, I'm not kidding you, this is a scientific experiment. We got 20, 30, then almost 40 foot longer in your cast after using the product. Smoother, longer, no tangles. You got to try this stuff. Real Snot. Go to realsnot.com. Use the promo code IkeLive25. 25% off everything on the Real Snot site. You're going to love it. I'm telling you, Dave. You got to try it.
And guys, remember, the owner of the company, Noah, is a huge supporter of fishing charities. He's a good guy. It's a good company to get behind, too.
Yes. And last but not least, brought to you by Traeger Grills. Of course, you watched the little promo tonight. We cooked up some burgers, turkey burgers, and wings on the Traeger Grill, and they were unbelievable. Check them out, TraegerGrills.com. It's an awesome way to cook food, Dave. Hang in there with us. Great show tonight. Caleb is in the house. His beautiful wife is in the house. We've got the winner of the Elite Series joining us on Skype, Josh Bertrand, and a mystery guest joining us later. You're going to have a great time on this Monday night. In just a second. Come on. Let's go.
Warning! The following live webcast might contain content that some people find crude, vulgar, or objectionable. When watching this program, please make sure the room is well lit and do not sit too close to the screen. If you're uptight, easily offended, or lacking a sense of humor, please stop watching right now and leave the internet. Now it's time for Ike Live.
What is this foolishness? How many dreams can you shape in a minute, an hour?
The kind of clean you like best. Lost 3 of my teeth, too. All right, so you lost. Next time you'll win.
Steamy, hot, hearty, delicious, invigorating.
Folks at home, welcome to Ike Live. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday night. I know I am. You know why? Because I'm at home. God damn it. Feels good to be home. We've got a great show in store for you tonight. A very special show. It's always amazing to have in-studio guests, and we've got a great one in the house tonight. We've got Elite Series rookie and Bass Nation winner from last year. Champion. Caleb Sumrall is here tonight with his gorgeous bride. And we're going to be talking to them in studio tonight. A little later in the show, we also have Josh Bertrand, the recent winner of the BASS event on Thousand Islands, Skyping in. Is that correct? Skyping in.
That is
tonight.
correct, sir.
Talk about his awesome win, and a couple little specialty guests popping in later. Let me start with the co-host tonight, and he's not the crust of the show, but he's the giant-headed member of the show, the one and only good friend of mine, Dave Brodzik, in the house tonight. Dave Brodzik.
Am I at least the taint of the show?
You're the taint of the show.
All right, thank you.
You're the dirty
Thank you
taint.
very much.
Yeah,
Normal
of the
taint.
show.
Yes.
What's that?
The moose knuckle of the show.
Yeah.
The moose knuckle of the show.
Fix your pants.
It's funny you said that. I actually confused. I confused moose knuckle with camel toe last week.
Do you need
Man.
a doily or something to sit in your lap?
Nah. Come on, man.
It is the moose knuckle and the camel toe. I got confused.
Boy, girl.
Right. I was thinking moose knuckle was
All right,
camel toe.
I will recover from that, and you will pay for that. just so you know. I'm on the ropes right now. I'll come back from that, though.
I'm just looking out for you and the viewers.
I don't mind it until you point. I'm all right. I'll come back.
Dave, how you doing tonight, by the way?
No, I'm good, man. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Okay. I know a few weeks ago, I thought it was like last week, but it was actually a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You had an amazing trip up in upstate New York. Tell us a little bit about that real quick.
Yeah,
Give us a quick rundown.
Sure. So the wife and I every year try to escape up to Lake George, which is an hour below Lake Champlain, where everyone goes to compete at in Plattsburgh.
Yeah.
But we stay in the town of George, but we venture out. You're 20 minutes away from just absolute wilderness, even though you're in this vacation resort town.
Yeah.
So we get up there. We brought kayaks up. Mel had a 12-foot Outback.
Yeah.
And I had my PA 12, and we got onto a couple small kayak only lakes. One being Luzerne, and the other one being Paradox. But Paradox Lake, you can actually have some smaller outboards on there, and we did good, man. We got smallmouth, got some largemouth, and she got to hook her own fish for the first time and take them off for the first time because
nice.
You fish in kayaks with people, you wind up going your own way, and I wasn't there to always help her out, you know. So that was neat, We got to eat and drink at a place called the Adirondack Brewing Company. Any of you guys going up that way? Exit 21's on the north side of it. Exit 20's on the south side of it, right? 21 and 20. Adirondack Brewing Company. You have to go there. Beers are amazing. The bar food's the absolute, and I'm going to use the word, most exquisite bar food I've ever had. The burgers, the quesadillas.
That's a big word.
Chicken pot pie.
Exquisite.
For bar food.
Listen, exquisite. All right, now check
Exquisite.
this out. Here's more important. I had the best appetizer. The most single, flavorful thing I've ever eaten. It was a Brussels sprout. Goat cheese, cranberry, and bacon grease.
Ooh, bacon grease,
dude! It was ridiculous, man. Yo,
we've got Becky off camera here shaking her head because she's a Brussels sprout fiend. She loves the sprouts.
Hold on, Brussels. Wait a minute. Which one's the ones? What are the little fruitcake ones that look like little weeds? Is that Brussels sprouts or what's that one?
No, the Brussels sprouts look like
they look like
cabbages.
Hops. Okay, that's it.
Hops.
I'm thinking of them other little fruitcake ones we grew in like 5th grade, and we would dip them in mayonnaise.
What?
You guys didn't do that?
Meat Pops.
In the 80s.
In the 80s? Oh, yeah, wouldn't even have thought that.
No, they were like, yeah, all right, whatever. I'll remember what they're called. But no, listen to this. So I'll tell you what. I wasn't going to insult anybody tonight. I will go full retard. I will double this Jack and Coke. All right, so here, listen to this, dude. So we're at Adirondack Grill Company. Check this out. I had my first case of stolen valor. You guys know what stolen valor is?
No.
It's where people. Hey, Brian, are you listening?
He's not listening.
No, I know. Brian, you're going to want to hear this. So, they don't know. So, Brian, I was at Adirondack Grilling Company. Me and Mel had our first case of stolen valor. Stolen valor are people who act like or pretend that they're soldiers.
Okay, yeah.
Usually, like, real glorified positions.
Yep.
So, we're up at the bar. I'm ordering my drink, and this guy has a challenge coin. Now, a challenge coin, give you a real short story of it. If you present a challenge coin to someone who was a member of the service, police officers do it too, and they don't have a challenge coin to show you back what unit they're in, then they got to buy you the drink. This guy's got his challenge coin out on the bar with like a ribbon upside down next to it, like a military ribbon. So I'm like, oh God. I look at the hat and I see like he has like a Special Forces hat on. Now, I was never in the service, but we had a couple legit Special Forces guys in this studio, and we picked their brain. So this guy is about my age, and they were my age. So these guys would have served together. And he's telling me all this stuff about his Special Forces and the airborne, and he had all the paraphernalia on, like T-shirts and hats. I'm like, do you know, do you know Mark McCowan? And he just went blank, right? I'm like, oh, okay. How about Rudy Lindsay? You know him? Like, not knowing one guy's bad, but if you don't know two guys in that little tiny community, and he just went blank, then he started showing me pictures on his phone of him and his dog that he trained supposedly in the military, but it was never a picture of like his face. Like it was like this, like the head would be cut off, but the dog would be in the picture, or like
my dog.
Yeah, or it was like a picture of like it was a picture of, like the dog guy walking away, like with the dog slung over the shoulder, but it's like a back picture of him, right? So I'm like, now I'm pinned down, and I can't get away from this guy. But finally, he goes his way. But I got. So listen, I'm sorry if this is killing you guys. You got to hear this part. So, dude, listen, this guy comes in about 6'6" with like the kind of beard where like he could impregnate an entire town in one night kind of beard, right? Like, I mean, this beard.
It's a hell of a beard.
Dude, it was so stout. And he had like a level 1 shave buzz cut. He had a kilt, dude.
Wow.
He had hiking boots with like wool socks, thick-ass wool socks, right? He had a T-shirt on with like this like Thor-looking bearded dude with like a leather necklace with like a warhammer as the medallion. Dude, hold on. He's drinking from like a horn, dude, like a hollowed out horn.
Get out of here.
Right? I'm like, oh my God, Mel, we have a legit Viking here, dude.
Wow.
He's probably from another country because it's like George. They do a lot of theme things.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, dude, there's got to be some like reenactment of some cool stuff happening, right? So the whole time, bar's packed, and me and Mel are trying to create that little wedge where people can order drinks from. Because I can't wait for this guy to come order a drink. Yeah. Like, I'm expecting him to sound like the lead singer of Trivia. I'm just like, barkeep! You know what I mean, dude? So, dude, it happens, man. He gets between us with the horn. And I swear to God, dude, his name might as well have just been like Chip Kozlowski. Because he's just like, I'll have the porter, please. So we went from Stolen Valor to Stolen Valhalla, man. It was like Stolen Valhalla.
Damn.
Dude, it was like Stolen Viking honor, man. Like it was ridiculous, dude.
Damn it.
2 in one night within 1 hour of each other.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. Sounds like an awesome trip, though.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
the rest of the room.
Let me continue with the room tonight, and joining us on the casting couch, Elite Series rookie, Dave, and winner of the Bass Nation Championship last year, 2017, Caleb Sumrall.
Oh, man.
Is in the house with us tonight. And
Champ.
Caleb, you've got a very lovely lady.
I do.
Who's next to you?
This is my lovely wife, JC here.
Yes.
She actually flew up this trip, traveled down with me back home.
Yes.
So,
well, I'm glad to have you guys tonight. Now, Dave was talking about fishing with his wife in the kayak. I know you guys got a chance to fish together. Tell me a little bit about that real quick. That's great.
We did a little bit of Lake Ontario fishing. We got out on Lake Ontario for about 2 or 3 hours. Which day was that? Saturday? Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah.
We caught about, 10 or 15 or so. Nothing real big.
I saw you with a good one, though. I saw that picture.
I'm working on it. We went out to see Niagara Falls the next morning.
Yeah.
Tripped that out. That was really cool. And then Lake Erie's right there, not too far from Buffalo. And
Yes.
we went out in Lake Erie and ended up getting our hands on a good
A biggin.
bacon.
Nice one.
Bacon.
I saw that.
Well, I mean, let's say. I mean, it was
Well,
a
after
nice,
Thousand Islands.
It was, yeah, at 1,000 Islands, it would have got you like a cute. You caught a 5-pounder. That was cute.
Cute.
Let's see you catch 5 of them for 4 days in a row.
Chris, now I got to ask you, how was the fight? Is it good? Because Louisiana, you got no smallmouth in Louisiana. You got big largemouth down there, but no smallmouth. How was the fight? was this a good fight?
It was long.
A long fight.
Yes.
Okay. Spinning
it was
rod.
not easy.
Yeah.
They don't give up, do they?
No.
Wow. See that, Dave? Smallmouth fight better than Louisiana bass.
Oh, they do.
We just said it right here. We proved the point. It's undeniable. Smallmouth fight better.
Pound for pound, that's got to be in the current. It's got to be the hardest fighting fish that there is.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
Why is everyone looking at me like I don't know what a smallmouth is?
Because you never caught a smallmouth before.
like looking at me like I'm okay, thank you.
All right. On that note, let's finish introducing the rest of the room. Back in the booth tonight, producing the show, doing a wonderful job, and I just can't believe, Dave. I feel like there's been a big turnaround in the last 6 months. Ike Live used to be a shit show.
Yeah.
What?
And he's got his stuff together. I'm so proud of him.
Mike, really?
Our first 2 years, how many shows in a row did we not have a problem? Like from it? Like
no,
in
I'm
the
serious,
first-
bro. You're doing an amazing
Yeah,
job.
awesome
like,
job.
I appreciate it, but by the time we got through eating wings and sponsor plugs, it was 7:40.
Oh my God! Was it 7:40?
7:40.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Terrible.
probably
I
right.
can't believe
Embarrassment,
it.
and I apologize to everybody.
That is
He was making a note of that. He was like,
I
I'm
know.
gonna wait till I get called
That's
out,
right.
and I'm gonna throw this gun
Throw it
is
in the
loaded.
face.
Wait,
That's
and
right.
look, it didn't take 2 minutes.
But
doing a good job.
that's
I'd have you guys
Mike.
under
But
control.
Mike is the king of passive aggressive compliment insults.
That's right.
He'll insult you through a compliment.
That's right.
Oh, it's good to see
I
you
will.
fishing and catching them again. You know, like
That's right. That's right. And 90th in points. Good to see Kevin. Brian, great job tonight. And joining Brian, and I'm excited to have him because there was an outside chance he wasn't going to make it. I want to know why. Our very own Eric,
Yo, boss.
the intern.
Yo,
E,
Rob.
how you doing tonight? Good to see you.
Good. It's good to be back in the chair, man. It's been a few shows.
I want to just pick up on a couple things. First thing I noticed, I saw you tonight for the first time in a couple weeks or so. Noticed the haircut, E.
I know.
Tell me about it.
I know.
Where's the
Well,
coif?
It was time for a change.
You
It was time.
leveled the
It's-
coif
it's
down
hot
a little
out,
bit.
It's humid. It was time for a change, and I like it.
what are you interviewing with other employers?
He's interviewing with Pat Renwick.
No comment.
He's going to move to Chicago. From one shitty podcast to another.
Yep. No,
Randomly, Remax Rich in the corner.
Oh, Remax Rich. Yeah, I was going to get to Remax Rich, but there he goes.
Yeah.
Rich, how
I
you
know
doing
Brian.
tonight?
Brian's all eager to.
He is eager.
We're still making fun of Eric.
I'm sorry, back to the fun Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some to say, Mike, or are we good?
No, I would like to know about. So you were in North Jersey.
I was.
Couple hours ago.
I was.
And somehow you got here on time.
Somehow, some way.
Tell us about that.
My car didn't start for the. It seems like the 50th time now. Already replaced the starter. Already replaced the battery. So I
Right.
guess we're on to the alternator now. I don't know, but took my mom's car, drove down here through rush hour traffic. And
Yes.
now we're here.
Yes, good job, E. Very nice.
Dedication.
That didn't really warrant a round of applause, but
Hey.
yeah.
No, you made it, Eric.
Yeah.
It
I don't
wouldn't
know
be the
if that-
same without you,
I don't know
buddy.
if that was
Applause
that
for effort.
noble.
Yeah,
But
that's right. And Rich, jump into Mike real quick. I want you to say hi to everybody. And also, there's a lot of people watching tonight that are interested in real estate in the tri-state area. How can they get a hold of you?
You can find me on Facebook at Remax Rich. Hey, everybody. I'm excited to be here.
There you go. Go on Facebook, Remax Rich. If you're
That's
interested in some property in the South Jersey area, Dave, you never know who's looking for property in South Jersey. You know, you just never know.
I thought Remax Rich was they called you like on the street. I didn't know that was your real.
This is an authoritarian name.
Oh,
It's very
man.
authoritarian.
And-
Dave, let's start this show.
Okay.
And yeah, Brian Carpenter.
7:53. and
7:53.
begin.
Okay, let's start the show as we always do. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all the policemen, firemen, military, EMT out there, men and women. Thank you guys for what you do. Thank you for your service. It's a crazy freaking world. Every time I look on my phone, weird shit's going on. So thank you guys for what you do. Want to remind everybody tonight, Dave, an important part of the show is feedback from everybody. You can get a hold of us a lot of ways. Please comment, question, anything you have. Hit us up on the IM right there next to your screen. You could also ask questions or comments to the social media at Ike Live Show, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We want to hear from you. Real important part of the show. Don't you agree?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Some of the funniest things that happen on this show come through on that board.
Steve Stavarskak.
Yeah, Stevie Skavarchik.
And Wozniewski.
Mike Wozniewski. I still want to punch him in his face.
You do.
Inside joke, people.
It is an inside joke. I want to start by just saying, man, what a crazy couple weeks it's been for me. Out there fishing a Major League Fishing event, and then over to Thousand Islands up in upstate New York. And dude, it is unbelievable. It's and this is a good. I want to throw Caleb in right away on this. And you're from Louisiana. You've done a little smallmouth fishing. You have some experience on Oneida, maybe a couple other places, and then you get to Thousand Islands.
That's right. And
you see this thing going down in front of you. There's a lot of people watching tonight that watched Bassmaster, and they're like, yeah, there were good bags, but they don't understand what went down. Give them an idea of what truly went down last week.
So, my best explanation of it is when a Louisiana boy shows up to first place, a new place in practice. It took all day, daylight to dark. I did a lot of graphing, did a lot of looking, did a lot of burning gas, but when you tallied up my fishing time and I had 23, 24 pounds, I said, oh my God, I'm going to be in trouble. I had no idea what was going to go down, but I knew it was going to go down.
Yeah.
And boy, did it ever.
Insane.
Insanity. Straight insanity.
Yeah, the sheer number of, legitimate 4, 5, and 6 pound smallmouth. I never seen nothing like it.
No, let's talk about Matt Lee's 27 pounds on day one, dude.
Almost 28 pounds. He had. Let me set the record straight here. He had 2 dead fish that day.
I did not know that.
He would have had 28 pounds.
Oh my
But
God.
even as it stands, is 27.5 pounds. Brian the Carpenter, and I know this from Matt, legitimately is the biggest 5-fish limit ever weighed in a BASS or FLW tournament. Shout out to Matt Lee real quick for that. Matt, if you're watching tonight, I don't know if you are.
Yeah, hold on. What happened with Rojas? He had the Kissimmee.
Smallmouth.
Oh, you didn't say smallmouth.
Smallmouth.
You said biggest 5. All right.
Legitimate biggest 5 smallmouth limit ever weighed in a Bass or FLW. Now, in like the Sturgeon Bay Open and some of those standalone Canadian tournaments, there's been 30-pound bags weighed. But in a BASS or FLW event, it's the heaviest 5 ever weighed. That's incredible, dude.
I was joking with Brian on either day 2 or 3. I'm like, dude, my 5 heaviest smallmouth in my life don't equal 27 pounds.
It's crazy.
Facts, bro.
He was just taking 5s and just right over his shoulder, right?
Yeah.
You're calling 5-pounders.
It's crazy. I want to tell you a little story, and this is true about. I knew it was going to be good, right? And even Brian, you texted me, said, "How's practice going?" I said, "It's kind of going to be a blowout." I kind of knew. Yeah. But I legitimately didn't know how good it was going to be. But it's funny, we got to the pre-registration meeting, right? And you can tell a lot at the pre-tournament meeting. You look at people's body language and you look at their posture and you look how they're acting around other people. And it was weird because everybody just seemed like jovial and like they wanted to like hang out and talk, and that never happens. Everybody's keeping to themselves, and everybody was kind of like, hey Mike, hey, how's it? And I'm like, I talked to that dude in like 3 years.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird. Like,
are we even friends,
what
sir?
just happened just there? But then it really hit me. It really hit me when Alan McGuckin, people know him as Guck on tour, came up and he said, we want to do a little Bassmaster pre-tournament interview. And I was like, cool, and the first couple questions were normal questions like, what are the 2 baits everybody's going to have tied on, drop shot, tube, and there was like these very normal series of questions, and this and that. And then he got to his 4th question and he said, how many bags over 25 pounds are going to be weighed in on the first day?
You say what?
And I looked at him, I'm like, fucking, is he smoking crack? What's he talking about? I'm like, 25 pounds? You mean like a legitimate 25 pounds? I'm like, Guck, do you know what you're talking about? You're saying 5 smallmouths that average 5 pounds apiece. I'm like, dude, put them on the scale. I'm like, they always look bigger than they weigh.
Yeah.
I'm like, 1. I'm like, maybe 1.
Did it hit you?
And
Did it hit you?
no,
How many
here's-
guys have you talked to?
Here's what it hit me. And he looked at me, and he goes, and he wrote 1 down. He laughed at me, dude. He knew. Van Dam knew. Swindle, Jordan's, like 50 of the dudes knew. I didn't know. I had no idea.
How about your David Walker and your Cullen 5-pounders, and you get second place on day 1?
Yes.
With 26.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Dude, so, I go out the first day.
You didn't know that, did you,
and
Brian?
I go out the first day, and I catch 20. I catch 20 off this place, and I'm very, very tempted to leave it, and I'm like, I got 20. I'm like, man, I'm going to be right there in the top 10. I'm like, I'm going to go. And then I decided to stay, to protect it. And I called up like 23 and a half, and I'm like, damn it, I shouldn't have did that. And I come in, I'm in the top 5.
Like 18th, right?
Dude, I'm 17.
Yeah.
After it's all said and done,
Yeah.
23 and a half pounds.
23 and a half pounds, 17th place.
17th place. And like there's a lot of 23s behind me and a ton of 24s in front of me.
I think,
dude,
I don't want to misquote Mr. Ronnie Moore, but I want to say it's 113 bags total over the course of the entire event, over 20.
That's right. That's right. And there were 50
113 bags over 20 pounds.
113 bags and 52 bags over 20 pounds on the first day alone.
First day alone.
That is insane, dude.
Why do people go to Champlain?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, dude,
it was the perfect storm.
It was the perfect storm, and let's talk about that a little bit because there's people watching like, what do you mean it was the perfect storm? So the state of the fishery is the first thing I want to talk about. We were talking about this off camera.
That's right.
We were joking about it. The absolute best thing, and I hope people from the DNR, from Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York are watching right now because I don't give a shit. I'm going to say it straight.
First off, New Jersey don't care about anything.
New Jersey don't
New
care.
York
you're right.
cares.
Okay.
Yeah, New York cares.
But I know Gene Gillahan's probably watching right now and a couple other people, and I don't care. I'm going to say it. The absolute best thing that could happen to those fisheries, dude, are exotics.
Yeah.
Caleb, name some of them.
Gobies.
Gobies. What else? Come on.
Milfoil.
Milfoil, hydrilla, a zebra masal. A zebra masal. Dude, the best thing. It changed these fisheries.
Yes.
Dave, do you remember back in the day, Redmans, the old Redmans, BFLs? We used to go up there, fish out of Clayton. You would stay in the river to catch largemouth, and if you caught 14 or 15 pound bag, you were in the top 10. I'm talking about in the 90s,
same
in the early
current,
2000s.
same situation.
Everything's the same.
Guys didn't know how to fish deep.
Guys didn't know how to fish, but it was pre-goby. It was on the front side of goby.
Yeah.
It was on the front side of zebra mussels. Dude, if you had 17 or 18 pounds, you won.
Yeah.
You straight up won, dude. No more. All because of exotics. I love exotics. Please, listen to me. If you're watching, spread those exotics all over the country. Take them. Put them in your live well. Spread those things everywhere. Caleb, we were talking earlier. What's the place in South Dakota we fished?
Oahe, dude.
Take them to Oahe.
Throw 10,000 gobies in there and watch the economic growth. You have smallmouth fishermen coming from clear across the country to come to Hawaii in 2 years.
That's right.
Dude, funniest thing, we're out. Well, you don't have a very heavy accent. But enough for me, when the first couple times you were saying, like, what's he talking about Hawaii? Like, there's no one even fishes for bass. And I didn't want to be the idiot, like, well, yeah, Hawaii. Like, everyone knows bass in Hawaii. I didn't even know they were there.
There are bass in Hawaii.
I didn't know.
There are. Jay Ellis won the All-American in Hawaii.
They actually had a tournament.
They had an All-American in Hawaii.
Get out of here.
That Jay Ellis won. I should have did that as a damn trivia question.
Wow, that would have been stout.
I would have lost.
All right, so here it goes, Brian. Perfect storm. Exotics that have come in. These fish are eating. Dude, the best way describe a goby. The goby would be like, it'd be like, dude,
a fingerling mullet meets a frog,
a hot dog.
I don't know,
dude. No bones,
Spineless.
no spines.
Just meat.
Easy to get. Thousands of them on the bottom.
It's a hamburger without the bun.
It's like a hamburger. It's like a Five Guys hamburger
That's right.
laying on the bottom.
Right.
You just eat it.
With the cheese inside.
With the cheese inside. Bubbly.
Yeah.
Bubbly.
The cheesy bologna.
Yeah.
Yes, cheesy bologna. Bologna sliced nipples. Right there. Just eating it right off the bottom. It's perfect. So you have the food source, you have the exotics, you have the time of the year. And this is a big one. Mm-hmm. Last few times we were at Thousand Islands, you were more in a period where fish were still shallow. Fish were garden fry. Fish were even maybe occasional fish on a bed. But because of the heat, Dave, you know the summer we've had here in the Northeast.
Yeah.
90% of those smallmouths were on deep structure.
With current.
With current, right? So you'd look at you know, I'm not the best at reading a graph. I don't claim to be the best. Aaron Martins and Lucas and Josh, we're going to talk to those guys. They're the best. But you'd look at a map, anything that stuck out, a point, a high spot that broke the current, there's a giant on it, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or several giants on it. I mean, it was that kind of tournament where you could run down the river, predict it, the smallmouth were grouped up. And when you get 100 guys that know how to use electronics and catch them with the gobies and with the fact that they were on deep structure, that's what happened, dude. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
I don't think you have a Stren series happening this week coming up.
Yes,
and I don't think even you're going to see those kind of weights because it was just the perfect timing. It was the right window, and magic happened.
Do you think fish are cerebral enough to be like, dude, remember when these gobies weren't here, how hungry we were? You know what I mean? Like, imagine how much
think
life
they're saying
sucked.
that to themselves?
How much did life suck before they came? You know? I don't know.
They might be saying that.
They could.
But here's the other thing too. They've got a lot of other stuff. They've got crawfish. You see the crawfish around there, dude? You put in at a boat ramp. Literally, you look down. The bottom looks like it's moving.
Yeah,
dude, the bottom looks like it's moving.
surprising.
But were they regurgitated in your live wells?
I never got any that were regurgitated.
I saw a couple in my live
Yeah.
well. But you've got smelt, you've got yellow perch, so you got all that normal stuff plus the gobies. So all they do
They
is
got the
eat, dude.
saltwater stuff too, right? They got the herring in there.
I don't think they have.
No, I mean,
they don't have blueback.
Don't you
herring.
have the salt?
They have alewife herring.
Oh, okay.
I don't think the bluebacks come out because they got lock and dams coming up from the salt.
Is the door open? There's gnats everywhere.
There are gnats everywhere. Have you showered lately, Dave?
Oh.
But
Sorry.
That's 3.
Is that 3?
Well, Dave, he's
Yeah.
got work for everybody now.
Wow.
Nah, I'm all right. I'll take the punches.
It's amazing. Anyway, Thousand Islands, amazing tournament. It's going to go down to record books, and we're going to get to talk to Josh a little bit later about some of that. Let me remind everybody, if you're watching, you've got questions about anything that's going on tonight, please let us know. Hit us up on our IM or hit us up on social media at Ike Live Show. Caleb, I'm going to start picking on you now.
Let's get it.
Yes. Brian Carpenter, do you have something? Can't hear you.
Can't hear
What
you.
was that comment? Oh, yeah.
What was it?
Somebody bought that Rolls Royce that you hood slid across.
Oh.
Yeah.
You hood slid against.
I hood slid a 47 Rolls Royce.
The scratch is still
You were
there.
feeling great.
Oh, I was. Yeah, we were.
Nah,
me and Becky.
yeah.
It was a long story, but me and Becky were both a little intoxicated, and then the
Why
Rolls
are you
Royce.
blaming Becky?
Becky had
He's
nothing
not
to
blaming
do
Becky.
with
He's
it.
including Becky.
I know,
Yeah.
but he did the hood slide. Not
I did
Becky.
the hood slide.
Becky was innocent.
Dude, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity.
You got the limo people so mad. Becky had to ride in the public transportation bus that we were all in. She was in there with her wedding
right.
dress with all of us, dude.
That's right.
You hood slid against across the
No,
Rolls
not
Royce.
public transport, but you guys rented a bus.
We rented a bus
Yeah,
for
right.
everybody else.
But it was
the
like,
comic
yeah,
book.
but it was a legit bus.
It ended up being great, though.
No, it was a
I
good
mean,
night.
on your wedding night, normally, you want to get out of there and, it's your wedding night special. But then we got to kind of hang out with everybody for another
Sure.
couple hours. It
Sure.
was cool.
You didn't get secluded.
Yeah. No,
No,
it was
good. It was great.
It was
time.
good.
It was
was
one of my
fun.
favorite weddings. Huh?
It's fun. The magic went down later that night. Don't worry about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Caleb, I want to jump into it with you. Elite Series rookie,
Yeah.
Bass Nation champion. I'm going to start. Normally, I start these interviews from the back, and I
Okay.
say, "How'd you get into fishing? Tell me about." And I want to get into that, but I want to start right now. A lot of people watching right now that dream, aspire. We've got 1,000+ people watching live. 50,000 people will watch this thing in 2 months, and there's a million of them aspiring
That's right.
to do what you're doing. How do you feel right now? Is this you're one season in to doing what you've always wanted to do?
Yep.
Give the people how are you feeling right now?
I'm counting my blessings, man. This, as everybody knows, this don't come easy.
It's tough.
It's tough, dude.
Yeah.
The entire grind, it never becomes easy.
Yeah.
Is probably what I'm trying to get at too. But even making it more so is not easy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm counting my blessings, dude. I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah.
And, I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm
Yeah.
letting everything pull for us and giving everything I got.
give yourself a grade because I'm going to give you a grade. And rookie season is tough on everybody.
Yep.
Very few people go rookie season and start out with a bang. Rookie season's a tough season, and you see guys beat down after rookie season. I can tell you, you're not beat down.
No,
and
I'm ready to go.
I'm giving you a grade, and I'm gonna give you a grade between a high C and a low B, because I saw moments this year where you were right there with moments of greatness.
That's right.
Give yourself a grade.
I was
on
gonna
this
say
season.
a C plus.
Yeah.
That's where I was gonna put myself. I have so much room for improvement, man. I'm learning so much. God, man, I'm going out there every day and I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
You know, I had, I could tell you so many lost fish stories throughout this year, and everybody has those.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we can all share lost fish stories, but it makes me feel better that I put myself in those positions to get those fish to bite.
Yeah.
And I just got to do a little bit better to get a couple more bites to account for those lost fish bites.
Yeah.
Or put those fish in the boat.
Right.
And I'll be right where I want to be.
Yeah.
Brian, would you be able to queue up when he? Would you be able to queue up when he first found out that he had got that weight to take first place?
Yeah.
Just cue that up while this is going on, because I want to get to that.
Yeah.
For people that didn't see it in the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
That's
gotcha.
right.
Yeah. I mean, that's talk a little bit about the transition, because, coming through the federation, winning the nation championship, and I can relate, because
You did it.
I did the same thing, the
Did
same
it.
route that you did. I did. It was the same exact route. There's a big jump there. There's that moment from when you're aspiring, then you win, and then it's a reality to when you do it. How was that? How's that transformation been from winning the Federation Nation to now fishing with the freaking hammers of the sport? Van Dams, Swindle, Skeets.
The U's.
I stink, but
no, dude. I'm going to be
U's.
straight up honest with you. I told myself coming into this, I wasn't going to let that get to me. I need to be worried about one thing, and that's the fish.
right.
I need to be worried about how to catch fish. Dude, I've enjoyed the people. Dude, I made good friends with you and several other guys. The people that I'm fishing against is awesome. When I get to a tournament, I really try to focus on me and the fish.
Yeah.
I try not to look over. Oh man, Kevin Van Dam's blasting off behind me. Oh man, Kevin Van Dam's pulling up to the next point.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
I've been doing really good with that, dude. I haven't been spinning out. It's just a little bit bigger tournament. I get the jitters just like everybody else. It's full on exciting. And,
Yeah.
And I've been worried about the fish. I've been focused on the fish. a
That's
lot.
good. It's
Yeah.
a great piece of advice. And I got to tell you, you're working hard, which I think, I think a lot of people watching think it might be easy, when you get to that level. But it was great because we had a chance to room together for classic
That's
practice. John Cruz, myself, and you, we roomed together, and we all worked very hard.
Yeah,
It was
after
nice. Oh, dude, it was
Minute to
pitch.
last minute.
It was pitch black. We'd come back. It'd be 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. We'd wolf something down and go to bed and do it again the next
right.
day. It's a lot of work, right?
Lot.
There's people watching right now think it's easy.
Man, it doesn't come easy.
It's hard.
You get what you put into it.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I've heard this year that I've seen too. You see the guys that put in the work. I mean, a guy just don't show up and win a tournament.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, here we go.
Okay,
Brian's going
Brian.
to kill it. Brian, I want to see when he pumped his fist. I want to see when he realized he took first place, because I watch guys like Caleb explain, and I watch the emotion, and it actually it sparks that fire to compete, and it gives me the false hope that I too could pump my fist. We have sound.
Yeah, where's the sound?
Not on.
Oh, hit
Sound?
that right there.
Yeah, good. All right.
Yeah, great job.
9 would be a tie.
Oh, here you go.
710 is what he's looking for. 9 pounds, 13 ounces.
Love it.
Wow.
913.
It would have been better if he just knocked his hat off his head instead of hugging him, dude.
So
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
You got to be feeling like what? Explain what you feel like,
I gotta
dude.
set the whole mood here, dude.
Pause that, Brian.
Yeah, I gotta set the whole mood here. All right, so straight out of high school, I had a job in the oil field. 12 years. Went from sweeping floors to managing a location.
Okay.
It's not what I got in my notes, but go ahead.
Pretty close.
Okay.
2 months before this tournament, I lost my job.
Oh.
Yeah, got laid off, and I had already qualified for the Nation Nationals, right? They paid my severance for the year. We looked at everything as a family and thought, you know what? This could be my last tournament. This is too big of a deal to pass up on to. We're going to do it. I went practice a week before cut off.
Can I back you up for 1 second?
Go ahead.
So you were considering not even fishing this?
Very much so.
Wow.
I mean, dude, I had to put foot on the table. She was pregnant at the time. We had a little boy on the way. We had a lot on the line.
Wow.
A lot.
Yeah.
And
how reserved were you in letting him go forward with this, with the severance package? Right? Because that goes away quickly, and you got to have something planned in the future.
Whatever it took.
Really?
Wow.
You were all in?
I was all in.
Okay,
Nice.
that's important.
yeah,
That is
you know,
important.
I couldn't have done it without her.
Yeah.
Hands down. Without her support, I couldn't have done it. I went a week before off limit, before cutoff. I practiced Hartwell, ran around and graphed a lot. Look, I knew that there was going to be a top water schooling type deal, but I wanted to catch him shallow. Louisiana is how I wanted to catch him. Had the month off limits. I actually went there up there 3 days before the official practice started and fished Richard B. Russell and Lake Kiowee, just to kind of get a feel of what the fish were doing in that area. I'm literally put everything into that one tournament with no return at that point, right?
Right.
Thousands of dollars to get there, gas, fuel, stateroom and board, and all that good stuff. And then after the first day, I think I survived the first day. Horrible practice. I mean, I'm skipping the practice parts. Practice, I think I caught 5 keepers the entire practice.
Wow.
Driving around the whole lake and seeing fish schooling, and I'm like, okay, this is where I got to be. And I had 1 million cane pals found, and I knew what I needed to be doing, but I did not want to do it. First day of the tournament, I catch 11.5 pounds, I think, and I'm in like 9th place. Survived the first day, and I seen a bunch of big fish schooling in one concentrated area, and I'm like, I'm gonna pinpoint on those fish the second day. The second day, I really targeted on those fish, and I catch a 5.15 and cull out like a 12 ouncer, and it shot me up to like 13 pounds.
Wow.
And that's when it hit me like, oh man,
I'm in this fight.
that's a game changer, right?
It is a game changer.
And I make another cull. I cull out another 14 ouncer with a 3-pounder, and I'm like, we got a bag. So I move up from like 11th or 9th to 2nd. And that's when it started to hit me. I can go from 2nd place. At the end of that second day, I was in 2nd place. I can be qualified for the Classic, go home, still have to find a job, sell my boat, and have stuff to put food on the table when I get to fish the Classic. Great. Or I can really fish to win this thing and do this for a living, because it comes with an Elite Series invite.
Right.
So I tried to not let that get to me the first day, that third day, right? I tried not to go fish for those big fish. Those big fish were few and far between. They'd come up schooling, but they'd go down and it would be 30 minutes to an hour before they come up again. So I told myself, that, as you heard me say in that video, I told myself not to go fish for those big ones until I had a limit. It was such a tough tournament. And, man, as far as for execution goes, you don't have these days. But I'm telling you, I lost 2 to 3 14 to 16 pound limits before noon that morning.
Oh, God.
I changed treble hooks.
Wow.
I changed everything. They would be coming to the boat and they would just come off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm getting them to bite. What am I doing wrong? And
you recovered from that. Very rarely does that happen.
Right?
I'd never recover from that.
No.
And be broken rods all over.
I just recently lost it.
I've seen videos.
Yeah.
I just recently lost a very big kayak tournament. In the first 10 minutes of the tournament, I could have just went home. By 6:10 in the morning, I could have just went home, dude. That's about you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's all good, dude.
Yeah.
And I pull up on my big fish spot at about 12:30, and I could see the camera bro on the leader. And I'm like, man, he's catching them. But I'm like, you know what? I'm giving up the Classic, waiting for these big fish to come up. I had some limit fish up north, like a little bit further up the launch where it splits, where the Seneca River meets the 6 and 20.
Yeah.
Kind of that main big point right there. So I peeled out. I took off, and I hit a couple spots, and I threw a top water over a brush pile. I caught a 2 1/4. And, dude, it was like I set them on fire. They just started schooling. and fired us top water out there, and I caught my limit real quick.
Ah.
It was like 7 pounds, and my marshal's going nuts because he knew what I had, and I'm like, oh man, I'm going nuts too because I got a limit. I made the classic. I knew I made the classic.
But it also permitted you to go big game hunting now, right?
Oh, so I ran. Right, so I'm like, all right, now I'll go catch your big one. So I ran 20 minutes down back to the lake, and I shut down, and I sat there for like 5 minutes, and not a fish busted. I'm like, you just left them biting every cast to come do what? So I took off, go back up there, all the way back up. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And I made 2 or 3 more calls and had 9-13 come in. And lo and behold, the leader had only caught 1 fish that day, and I won the tournament. So there's a lot riding on that tournament.
Yeah.
Like new career changing, new lifestyle, everything. Dude.
It's funny. We've said this a million times on the show. How many people we've interviewed
When it's meant to happen,
dude? When it's meant to be,
Dude.
And it's so true.
you can't
Dude,
shake them off,
Dude, I don't care
Yeah.
if you're religious, and I don't care if you're an atheist or anything in between. When that shit's meant to be,
It's meant to be.
it's
dude.
going to happen.
You don't
can't
lose
stop
that many fish and still win in one day.
Yeah.
I totally.
But
I totally
you know,
agree.
there's another intangible that I suspect with him. So for people who are just listening who don't know this guy, he's got an athletic build. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
What sports did you play before you started fishing?
Golf.
That's it.
Golf?
Because usually
I grew up after high school.
Usually champs were always champs for their whole life. Like
no,
Mike,
I was like 100.
like a lot of
She'll tell
guys.
you. So we knew each other in high
Oh, there
school.
goes that theory. All right.
Now, I played a little bit of golf.
That's how they get cats.
The only other guy we know that played golf ended up a loser. So
Nah, don't say that
No,
about
I'm just
him.
messing around.
You guys are very mean tonight.
I'm
Very
guessing,
mean-spirited.
he's in the room.
We can say
Jeez.
that. He's our own friend. We can say anything we want. No.
Play a little bit of golf. No contact sports. No.
So I had a theory, like most guys who are champs, like they always seem to just be, and that's why I figured, I had a whole thing. I figured that's why you believed in him. He was like the pitcher, they had the scholarship, and he blew his arm out. You know what I mean? Like something like that. You know what I mean? All right. So
You
you
had
were,
the story
you were a
built up
golfer.
in
No,
your head.
hey, but you know, another thing. How many times do you get to leave fish and come back to them and still catch them? Like they're always gone, and you
Hardly
lose, and then
ever.
you're like, I should have never left the fish.
Not
Right?
to
Like
mention
that just doesn't
schooling
happen.
fish. He'll tell you.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. dude.
No. That's rare.
Yeah.
I do want to talk. I want to talk about though the yes, Brian the Carpenter.
We have Caleb's Marshall on the IM board.
Hey,
Yeah.
which guy? Which one?
Rui.
Rui. Hey,
Rui.
man, what's happening? He's my
Rui.
day one guy.
Yeah,
Rui.
he speaks highly of your fishing abilities and your ability to stay in check. He said, I was Caleb's Marshall on day one of the St. Lawrence. He lost a 5-pounder that jumped, another 3 at the boat. He changed his hook and didn't drop a fish after that. He
Boom.
nabbed a 6-pounder that jumped 4 feet out of the water, and it was on like chicken bones.
Hey, dude, I wish I could have had that big one on video. Because you know when you hook those big St. Lawrence smallmouth, that line starts coming up.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I was looking at her in the eyes, dude. And it was like,
They literally are eye level. That's not a joke, dude. They
No, I
jump.
gotcha.
You're in a bass boat, and they're eye level
and you're
when they
at
jump.
their mercy.
Oh yeah.
And then she just jumped and she landed sideways, and it was like you dropped a bowling ball in the water, and he knows. I was like, ring, 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 unloosen the drag and just let her go.
Yeah,
like,
zip,
dude,
zip,
this is a big
zip,
one.
zip.
This is the one. All for about
Wow.
20 pounds and 50th place. But you know what?
Isn't that crazy?
That's wild.
Jesus.
That's wild.
How's that happen?
Yeah, you got a live well full of them where their backs are out of the water.
Oh, yeah. They're
and
all
you're,
thick
and you're a
backs.
mile behind,
yeah.
man.
Yeah,
You
you're
know?
not even
Yeah.
you're not even near the top. I do want to talk about the importance though of the Federation Nation
Yeah, let's get
Championship.
back to that.
That's a big win. There's a lot of people watching and listening tonight that might not be familiar with that, but talking about the Brian Kerschel Memorial Trophy, which has a lot of meaning to anybody that's fished through the club level, the grassroots level.
Especially if you're our age, and you can remember when Brian
Yes.
won, and there was only one backdoor way into the Classic,
Yeah.
and it was through the Federation
Through the
Championship.
Federation.
There were no other ways.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
It
very
meant something.
It meant something. It's been very diluted since since the 80s and 90s, but it still means a lot. But back then, it was if you were a regular dude and you had, you weren't independently wealthy, you didn't have a sponsor connection, you were from New Jersey, and nobody fished in New Jersey, it was the only chance to achieve your dream. And it meant so much because of that. And when Brian Kerschel from Connecticut, who worked at fucking Ground Round for crying out loud, made the Classic and then won it the second time.
So crazy, dude.
it was this huge inspiration for a lot of us, including Brian and Dave and a lot of us in the room tonight when we fished for a local club. Dude, it was like that was our rock star. You know what I mean? So,
but I still root for that guy. I still
exactly.
root for the. I don't root for the guy that won
I
whatever dumb event to get in. Yeah, always
for
that
the
guy, dude. Yeah,
guy,
absolutely, man.
For the nation guy,
it means
all
something,
the time.
dude.
Yeah, but it's important, right? I mean,
Dude,
it's
so important.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had there's so many guys that don't know about it, that don't participate in it, that have the ability to do really good, and I'm like, man, you gotta fish Nation. Like, I had no clue about it until I started meeting some guys that fished it, and I'm like, dude, I want to make it to the Classic.
Yeah.
So let's capitalize that right now. Let's get his speech, Brian, because it's probably the best one I've seen, and I've been watching this for a while, man, and this speech is great. Like I said, if you don't get inspired by this,
A little choked up.
we're gonna just talk a little bit through it. So what are you thinking right now? What do you remember?
You all right?
No.
Oh man.
All right.
Today was. I questioned why we do this. I was.
You're out of
highest
breath.
Highs and lowest of lows.
Dude, you're out of breath.
I lost so many fish today, and I think at 1 o'clock I was sitting on a 1.25 pound fish, and I told my marshal, I was like, something's not right. I gotta get a limit. I told myself this going into this morning that I wasn't gonna fish for a big one without a limit, and I ran all the way up almost to the launch, and hit a couple spots, and it just wasn't happening. It would follow my drop shot all the way down to the bottom, and I couldn't get him to eat. And I hit one more spot, and I called one up, and it was probably a 2.25, and they started schooling, and I had my limit within 5-6 casts, and I knew how big of a deal that was going to be. But I knew for anything that would probably get me as close to the class as I could get, and that's what I didn't want to lose out on. I mean, we do this to make the Classic, and I can't imagine how that's going to be. That was the main goal going into today, was just make the Classic. If this thing pans out, hey, I don't even know what to say anymore, man.
I love it, dude. Can I have fun? Can I have a little fun
You're
with
in
you,
the
though?
Classic.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Wow.
You're in the Classic.
Bye, pause it.
Wow. That was insane.
I
love that.
Brian, can you bring up the Lord Jesus, there's a fire, so I ran. That's what it reminded me of, dude. Anyway, you can bring that up. Dude, I love the emotion, man. It makes
yeah.
God, that brings fire,
dude.
man. Like,
dude. The out of breath, which is because I've experienced that.
Yeah.
Like you've been through so much, and then all of a sudden it hits you, and you are out of breath because it's catching you at once.
My lips were white. It was just like
cotton
oh my
mouth.
God. Oh yeah,
shaking.
So like, you come in, and like the camera guy jumps in your boat and he wants to interview. Your first reaction before you look at Bass Track, because you're gonna look at Bass Track.
Oh yeah.
I look at Bass Track and I see that the leader got one fish. And I'm like, boom, start crying, dude.
Yeah.
Start losing it. Like,
yeah.
oh my goodness. And I see that the third place guy or second place guy has like 11.5 pounds, but I knew that he had like big or short. Like he predicted his weight way short the last few days, and we're in line. Trucks in front of trucks pulling us through weigh in, and his 11.5 turned into 14.5, and then my face just goes, what? I don't know if you've ever done this, but I've had I freaked out, dude. I grabbed my scale out of my bag and I put it on my fish in my mesh bag, and I weighed my fish because I didn't know for sure what I had. I weighed my fish before I brought them on the scale.
Wow.
I was like, I had to know.
Yeah.
Oh man, what an achievement, dude.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's tough, and the great thing, winning that is like winning the class. It really is. It's like winning the Classic. There are very few dudes that have won that, so that's an accomplishment.
He's the only other one than you in this room, right? Who else do we have in here that's won it?
Won the
Federation Championship.
That's right.
Yeah.
How many guys do we have fishing in the Elite Seth won? Brandon
Palaniuk.
Sully didn't win it, right?
Sully did not win it.
Okay.
Sully qualified through the Classic through it.
Yeah.
He's saying current guys in the league.
Current guys in the elites.
How about what Ryan Levine did? Did you ever see what Ryan Levine did? He won it. So this is another great testimony of how you can make it to the Classic. He was a non-boater. Okay? So the way the rules work
Yep, I
is
remember that.
if you win the non-boater side after 2 days,
Yeah.
Your weight carries over to the boater for the third day, and you drive a boat, and you're like in the boater side tournament. Ryan had enough weight and ended up winning the co-angler side of the tournament and the boater side of the tournament.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we had him on.
Dude, you had him on the show.
We
From
did have
Lake
him on.
Conroe.
Yep, Lake Conroe.
That's right.
Ryan Levine.
Ryan Levine.
I must not have been here for
My
that.
boy, man.
You must have forgot. Pop that brain cells.
All right, now this is a good segue because I do want to jump back, and now I'm going to do our normal deal.
Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I was fighting for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't
nobody got time for
Dude,
that.
have you guys heard the
Ain't
remix
nobody
to that
got time
song?
for that.
Yeah, that song's awesome, dude.
That's good. All right, especially after Sweet Brown, this is a good segue now. And I want to corner you guys because you brought it up, and I want to hear the story a little bit.
Okay.
Let's take it back. You guys were high school sweethearts. Tell me. Well, you say.
Here it comes.
Well, I do want to hear from you a little bit. I know you're being quiet, but I do want to hear from you. So you guys have known each other for a long time. Did you know back in high school, was this something Caleb was aspiring to? Were you like, oh, this guy's going to fish professionally? That wasn't even in the picture, was it?
No.
I don't even think I was fishing then.
You weren't even fishing then?
Dude, I fished my first tournament like 5 years ago.
Wow. Well, tell me. I need to know about that.
Yeah, dude. I bought my first bass boat.
So wait a minute.
We were
And
married 2012-ish. He bought his first
2012,
boat.
2013, I bought my first bass boat.
Wow.
Yeah, 2000 or 2000 XB 2003 Allison with like a 1987 Mariner on it.
Mariner?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow. Lawnmower.
mix the gas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, fishing wasn't even in the spectrum.
Now that's so interesting because we have so many people come in on the couch that knew from when they were 8 years old that this is what they were going to do.
I
But
mean,
that's not
can
you.
Say you dreamed about it.
I have always done it.
Watched,
I've always
uh,
fished.
Right.
Bill dance.
Right. I watched Bill Dance. That was my Dr. Seuss, right?
Yeah.
I had this Bill Dance, Larry Nixon, VHS. I don't even remember what they called it
Videos
anymore.
tape.
Yeah. That was my That was my cat in the hat, man.
Yeah.
That's what I watched.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved catching fish.
Yeah.
But tournament angling,
happened later.
way later.
Way later.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. So back in high school, there was
He was a
wasn't an
hunter.
aspiration.
He was a hunter. He
Just
hunted-
hunting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At what point then did you say, this is something I want to pursue?
We fished. Me and my Uncle Jimmy fished a little tournament in the basin. And I had fished a couple of tournaments with my buddy Damian Clements too. And I don't think we ever won one, but I won one. And we made a little bit of money. And I'm like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me I can go out and win money by catching fish?
Yeah.
2014.
Something like that? Yeah. I
Louisiana
was
Sportsman.
all
Wow.
in, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, so yeah. So
2014.
it was the next year, 2014. There's a big local tournament. It draws like 220 boats, and around Dry Runs. I don't know if you know where that's at. Stevensville area, the basin.
Mhm.
I ended up winning the thing. 220 boat tournament. I had built my first decent fishing boat, a 2013 Triton.
Yeah.
And we made a 1 hour long run, and I weighed in 20 pounds down there, which was a big bag. I was leading the tournament by a couple pounds. Ran all the way back that way the second day and winning the tournament by 4 pounds. And I was like, okay, maybe I can do this.
Yeah.
And
it was like a reality check.
It was.
Yeah.
And from then it was just a sickness.
Yeah.
Just
the bug had hit after
yeah,
that.
my bank was like, what's going on here?
Well, the reality of it, and I do want to hear more from you. This is a commitment, and we touched on it earlier, but I love when I have couples on the couch. It's as much as a commitment from you as it is from Caleb. Talk a little bit about that, because you guys have 2 kids. It's a lot of time away from home. It's a gypsy sport. You're here this week, but a lot of the year, Caleb's gone by himself. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I have a lot of help at home, but we make it through. I try to make it. Well, let's see. I made like 3 or 4 tournaments during the summer with the kids, one without. Just do whatever we can, really, to make it work.
Yeah, it's a big sacrifice. I mean, there's a lot of spouses probably watching right now that are saying, "You crazy! You can never do that. You crazy."
Well, I do it, and whatever it takes for him to live his dream.
Wow, and it's such a key part of it, Dave. I'm telling you, it's a key part of it. If you don't have the support from your spouse and from your family, it hardly ever works.
Whenever I tell my wife my dream, she gets mad at me.
She gets mad.
Because it involves your dream. I'm going to take the high road.
I was going to ask him what is
Brian's ghosts.
Yeah.
Can I tell him the story about what you called me at 4:15 in the morning for?
Oh.
This is things that nobody really hears about, calls me up 4 o'clock this morning. Well, for the first day, second day.
Friday morning, because that was boat number 3
of this week.
Yes.
So you're a therapist too.
No.
I had never been checked for my insurance or anything like that.
Oh.
So I scrolled, your boat 1, 2, and 3, they may check for your insurance.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I looked through all my photos just to be on the safe side. I didn't want to be held up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, uh-oh, I don't have the photo. So who do I call?
Calls me up. Are you kidding me? It's 5 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, all right. So, try not to wake baby, get out of bed, go through a whole bunch of papers, pray to St. Anthony. I have no idea what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Not even a clue.
Why St. Anthony? What's he got to do with the insurance?
When something's lost, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Patron saint of lost stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Man.
All right.
I prayed for 30 minutes to him. I don't know what I'm looking
Brian,
for. St. Anthony,
you need to
pray to him.
You need to start praying to him. Let me tell you, explain this whole thing to Brian the Carpenter because he's lost so much shit in the last 15 years.
Well, you have to believe.
Brian, all your stuff is somewhere. You got to just pray to St. Anthony.
Yes.
St. Anthony.
Yeah.
And I ended up finding it, taking a picture of it, sending it to him, and I said,
didn't even need it.
Brian, when you
didn't
were
even need it.
Brian, when you were in that religious karate class, what saint did you guys pray to back in your
religious karate class?
He was, dude. He was a part of this religious group called the Royal Rangers, and they did on Tuesday nights they did karate. The rest of us did
karate.
They did karate.
Yeah, they got he's a yellow belt.
That was a separate deal. The Taekwondo class at church was a separate deal. That was different than the Royal Rangers.
Yeah, it was boxing. It was boxing and Jesus, man. And I knew about Saint Michael being the patron saint of like warriors. I never knew about Saint Anthony if you lose something.
Yes, sir.
Patron saint.
Up here though, like anyone who's Polish or Catholic, I mean Polish or Italian, like we were all Catholic, but we're just like armchair Catholics. We don't know the rules.
Well, wait,
about
Louisiana has got a lot of Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Italian is a
lot of Catholics though.
A lot of Catholics.
Catholics, yeah.
I thought they had that voodoo stuff down there.
No, we do.
No,
they do. That's a whole other group.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They got voodoo jiu-jitsu. You should have grown up down there. You'd have been well-rounded. Been a well-rounded fighter.
Dave, we
let
got
me
a
remind
comment
everybody
in.
watching and listening right now, if you've got questions for Caleb, Dave, Brian, anybody here tonight, please hit us up on the IM. You could also hit us up on the social media feeds at Ike Live Show. Brian, what do you got?
Hey, Dave, we got a comment that came in that also confirms that Paul Mueller actually did qualify through the nation as well.
Yes.
But the comment actually came from Tommy Biffle's transsexual ghost. So I figured you'd appreciate that.
Hold on a minute. What was the very first
Not
part
Brian's
of that?
ghost, Tommy Biffle's transsexual ghost.
What was the very first part of that?
Tommy Biffle's.
No, what about it? Well, why is Tommy Biffle?
This is an IM coming in from Tommy
That was
Biffle's
music.
transsexual
Do
ghost.
we have a new front Randy Flowers on?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nah, I have one more
Randy
question to go
Flowers
back.
dead.
We went from something before. So you with the kids at home, how do you separate? How do you separate as dad when they're not around? I was never able to separate myself from being away. He can do it. How do you do it?
Dude, it's tough. We FaceTime a lot.
That didn't exist back then.
I know,
Yeah.
but you got to do it. Now we have that luxury, right? And you get to see his reaction when he sees your reaction. We have a 9-month-old little boy and a almost 7-year-old little girl.
Right.
And FaceTime is everything.
Yeah.
Like,
It's big.
seriously, dude.
Technology.
So I'm going on 2 weeks away from home right now. and it'll probably be close to 2.5 when I get to see him for 2 to 3 days, and I'm back on the road to Logan Martin for the Open.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's just the life we choose, dude. And you get your rewards. You know, this is the struggle of my first year. I'm going to eventually get to the point where we can spend more time together on the road.
Yeah.
But financially, it's a little tough now, and you know, it's fudge rounds, ramen noodles, and juice boxes on the road.
Yeah.
So she's laughing because I love fudge rounds.
Yeah, and it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
But
Understood.
seriously,
Everybody's done that.
yeah. So you know, it's we're gonna get there.
We only have to believe it'll get better.
That's right.
Yeah.
That power of self-belief, man. You can will stuff, dude.
And I don't
can
want to
will.
leave them. I'd rather not leave them in a hotel for. How long are the days up north? 14 hours, 15
No,
hours of
long.
daylight?
In the summer,
And
long.
I'm
Kill
daylight
yourself
till
up there.
I'm
Yeah.
daylight till dark, and they're sitting there, you know, they can do a few things, but you know.
You can will anything to happen, except if you have a Jeep Grand Cherokee and you're Eric. You can't will that thing to start because it's a piece of shit.
You can will
Try
negative
many times,
stuff too,
doesn't
man.
work.
You gotta be careful with that will.
That's right.
All right, guys, I want to know. So, officially from New Iberia.
New Iberia, the berry.
Where is that? Guys watching, listening right now.
Lafayette area.
Lafayette, okay.
So we're not too
Yeah.
far from Swamp. There you go, Swamp People.
Swamp People.
We're like,
Okay.
as the crow flies, a couple miles from Swamp People.
Okay. Yeah.
But you guys don't sound like you're from there at all. Like you guys
boy,
don't
but
sound
I can
like.
turn on that accent real quick. I throw that frog by that cypress tree, boy. I tell you this all the time. That frog comes out there, bloom.
You sound like a guy from Belmar imitating somebody from Louisiana. You don't
From
sound like it from me.
Belmar.
Yeah, that's a place up this way, New Jersey, that has the worst South Jersey accent you could imagine. All right.
Now I want to call you to the plate. You know, we've been very nice with you right now, but this is Ike Live, so
Here we
we do
go.
have to call you
your
to the plate
ankles.
on anything. Brian the Carpenter does a great job of digging stuff up somehow, and he got a quote. And this is and if this is on this paper, this is true, and it's
Okay.
in quotes.
Let's go.
And Caleb, this is a quote from you, I think, a year or so back, and it says, direct from your mouth, it says, quote, in a crawfish eating competition, I'd eat crochet and pouche under the table, drink them under the table, then slap their ass and put them to bed without so much as a cover to keep the mosquitoes from biting their soft, tender legs.
Wow.
I don't know about the soft, tender legs part.
Wow.
But everything else, but the crawfishing and the drinking, I'll go ahead and take that challenge.
Wow. Round of applause right there for that.
She can second that one. She can second that one.
Wow.
Other than stink tipping the pillow on them, I don't know what else you could do to emasculate them more, dude. That's pretty bad, man.
I'll take that challenge.
Oh, my God.
Where you at, Cliff?
Poche.
Has some other interesting facts. This is, like I said, it's going to get hard from here on
It's
out.
all good.
In your FLW profile, it says you have fished 2 events with 1 top 10 finish and a total career earnings of $498.01.
Yeah, to throw the penny in there.
Where's the penny? Do you still have that penny?
Come from? Are you serious? No,
Look it up.
I'm not gonna believe the penny. I fished 2 BFLs my entire career.
It's on the website, son.
Dude,
All right.
you have the Federation Championship. You could have done 1 penny anywhere you wanted to. You got that belt, man.
That's right.
You know?
Hey, I made that check on Sam Rayburn. It's tough to get a check on Sam Rayburn.
It is.
Again, especially against the
Hammerheads.
Albert Collins.
Oh, yeah. The dudes that fish it every day.
Every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Next fact.
$4.95.
In 6th grade, your shoe size was 13, and at the same time, you had a part-time job cleaning catfish tanks.
False.
False.
Catfish tanks.
Yeah.
Come on.
I told y'all I grew up after high school. My shoe. Wait, what grade was this?
Shoe doesn't even. It's not even a 13.
6th grade.
6th grade?
No.
I wouldn't be if I had a size 13 in 6th grade. I wouldn't be fishing, struggling about where my next paycheck was gonna be coming from. I'd be knocking some heads off in the NFL.
We're making movies.
Fake,
making-
fake, yeah.
Or making movies.
Yeah, good one, Brian.
Making movies in Aaron's old neighborhood.
Dude, these facts, I don't know where all this is coming from.
Oh my god.
You met your wife at a cornhole competition. I don't know if that's true.
Facts.
When you were 19, you auditioned for a Louisiana talent show in a Walmart parking lot.
Oh man.
This is true.
Brian's going hard rural. Brian's going hard on rural.
It's all true, man. It's all true.
Not to bring down New Iberia, but I wouldn't put him past him holding.
What Caleb Sumrall did they Google?
I don't know. Let's end it with this one. When you were a baby, you were an extra in Forrest Gump.
I was an extra in Forrest Gump. That's
The
Alabama.
You was a shrimp. Third from the left.
Which one? I'm just dying to know which ones you skipped.
Oh,
That's what
oh man.
Oh my goodness.
It's all true, brother.
Wow.
I would have went for a stunt double.
I have no idea where all these came
Man, that cleaned my soul out.
from.
right
Oh
there,
my
dude.
god. I'm crying. Oh my god. I'm trying
I don't know why that's so funny, but it's goddamn
I
funny.
don't know.
What year was Forrest Gump even?
I have no
Ah,
idea.
was a
man.
baby.
You had to be a baby.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got to go with
Yeah.
that now because you came up with the facts.
Bring up Caleb on the IMD database. Fresh little plump baby.
All right, let's. I do want to get serious. Let's. We're
What's your
running.
favorite kind of shrimp?
He's gonna keep it
shrimp
not
recipe.
serious. I
Popcorn.
do want to. I want to turn it back here, and I do want to switch to seriousness here. C plus, B minus first year. What do you expect year two? Sophomore year going in. Talk a little bit about your expectations, your goals. What do you want to happen your sophomore year?
My number one goal is to be a little more prepared on the event, and that doesn't necessarily mean where I'm going to be starting my practice, what I need to be doing, what I need to have tied on. When I say prepared, I mean like having a floor jack that works in the boat when you need to change your boat trailer tire. That's the kind of stuff
Right.
that doesn't make you spin out before practice.
Right.
That's the thing that's the stuff that makes it tougher on an
Yeah.
event mentally, right?
The unexpected
that's
little
right.
stuff
That's
that
right.
can wear on you.
Russ Lane told me that in Lake Travis this year. I got kicked out of my hotel because of the way I booked. I booked too short a notice. I got kicked out for a night. I had to find a hotel some ways away, and I was able to come back the next night. And he was like, "Listen here, rookie, you got to have your stuff together, and that's stuff that you don't need going on during the tournament. This was during the tournament,
Right.
So that's my number one goal is to be
Yeah.
better prepared next year.
So you got kicked. You're sticking with I got kicked out of the hotel because of a short booking.
I don't.
That's what you're sticking
really-
with.
I think it was one of those type of bookings where I was driving there. I had just come off like 3 weeks of guiding straight, and I called and I'm like, "Hey, I need a place to stay." And guess what? The first day of the tournament, when all the marshals were there and the spectators that booked up for that one night, I'm like, well,
Right.
"Give me what you got. Maybe they'll have a cancellation."
I was just joking in terms of like I thought that was like the excuse he came up with the wife. Like, yeah, I got kicked out because I short booked. Like, like it had nothing to do with whatever else was happening.
No.
It's a joke. I know you're not that guy. Whatever.
I'm not
Bad,
that guy.
horrible joke. Sorry.
It's all good. Yeah.
Terrible. Bad one. Thank you.
There, he's good at bad jokes. There are a lot of people watching that, like I said, they're aspiring to do what you did through the Federation, what you're doing now. Give them one lesson. Give them one piece of advice. If there's somebody watching that says, "I want to do it. I want to follow your footsteps. I want to follow Caleb's footsteps."
That's right.
Give them a piece of advice that they could learn off of.
Don't be afraid to take the chance. Seriously. Don't be afraid to take the chance and run with it.
Yeah.
I thought about this so much this year that if I would not have lost my job, would I have taken that opportunity? Would I have taken that opportunity to get away from a guaranteed paycheck? I can't say that I would have.
Right.
But we've made it work.
Yeah.
Dude, we've made it work with no title sponsor, very few sponsorships, and we've made it work. And I'm telling you, don't be afraid to make that chance. Take that chance. I feel like there's so many guys that can do it, that turn down the opportunity. That'd be my biggest number one, is don't be afraid to take that chance and chase your dream.
If I could add to that, people watching and listening, also learn first how to become positive. These are two very positive people sitting here. Learn to become positive before you take that chance, because I took that chance, and they don't always work for you. All right, just because you take a chance, I mean you're going to land on your feet.
Yeah,
right? You're going to land on your face. You got to believe in yourself first, and that's very important.
That's important. It's very important.
Get what you put into it.
Yeah.
It's important.
Well, you know, it's beyond you get what you put into it. I was working dark to dark, but if you can't, if you first off, if you're not positive and you don't have the ability to separate your other life, the real life, from the fishing life, you will fail.
That's right.
Plus, don't suck.
Well, no, I mean, I didn't suck. Don't stop
I
with
didn't
that.
say that.
All right,
Just saying.
Yeah, the guy on the sideline always knows how to throw the ball, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you gotta believe in yourself, and they're very positive people.
Respect. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Brian, let me remind everybody watching, you're watching Ike Live, a very special Monday night episode. In-studio guest, Caleb Sumrall, and his beautiful bride is here tonight. We've been talking about his Elite Series rookie season, his win to Federation Nation. Talk a little Thousand Islands. Brian the Carpenter, I think you want to take a little bit of break, or do you want to do some IMs? You take a break?
Johnny IMs?
Okay.
Taking that break.
Let's do it. We're going to take a break. You guys are going to hang in there with us? Everything's cool?
We ain't going nowhere.
All right, Dave,
We're not
you
running
gonna
away
hang with
yet.
us?
I'm going to come back with a quote for Brian disrespecting me that I've been waiting to use.
Okay.
All right.
Hang in there with us. When we
Son of a
come
bitch.
back, Josh Bertrand joined us on Skype, and a very special guest also going to be doing the TH product review, mystery tackle box unboxing, maybe giving away a few prizes as well. Hang in there with us when we come back. More Ike Live.
Boom.
My reels, baby.
Oh, hush. Watch your step. Whoa, watch your step there. Come on. Keep them closed.
I got them closed.
No peeking.
Stop holding my arm so tight.
Oh, all right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Surprise!
Oh, yes.
Yes! Woo!
Is everything I wanted? Oh, yes, yes.
Wait.
Yes, yes.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
No, baby, go back.
Look, 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 look. Oh. Oh, yes! Yes!
Yeah, but baby, look! I got you a boat!
Mystery Tackle Box is the perfect gift for the fishing fanatic in your life. It's a monthly box filled with some of the most innovative fishing gear on the market, hand-selected by industry professionals. Check out all the different options available at mysterytacklebox.com.
Hey, everybody, Mike Iaconelli here. I love fishing this time of the year. It's cold, it's winter, it's snowing. But if you want to prevent the buildup of ice, use Real Snot. Every time I'm fishing this time of the year, I put a couple squirts on all my guides, especially the tip, before I start casting. Try that tip when you're fishing under these cold conditions, and you're going to catch more fish. See you later.
There's a special place in our hearts for the tools of the trade. They're what we prep for a good day on the water. They're what we clean after a good day in the field. Flambeau's patented Z-Rust technology protects the gear of today from rust and corrosion. Z-Rust for the performance of tomorrow. Preserve, perform, repeat.
You work hard to catch your fish. TH Marine has two products to ensure your fish survive. The Oxygenator injects 100% pure oxygen into your live well. That increases fish survival by 35%. For the perfect combo, add G-Juice live well treatment. It calms fish, stops bleeding, removes ammonia, and replaces slime coat. Get an Oxygenator and G-Juice and keep your fish alive.
Are we back?
Mike, we're live.
We are. Okay. Folks at home, welcome back to Ike Live. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday evening. I know I am. We've got a great show tonight. Special in-studio guest, Caleb Sumrall, and his wife joining us. And Remax Rich is here tonight. Just sat down on the casting couch. Brian, can you give me a couch shot? And Rich, throw one of those little headsets on real quick.
Yeah, come on, Rich.
Pick
a game up, Rich.
Let me remind everybody, we've got Josh Bertrand joining us in just a second, winner of the recent Elite event on Thousand Islands. We talked a little bit about it earlier. It was a amazing event with tons of big smallmouth caught, and we're going to get to talk to Josh about what he did to catch a little more than everybody else. That was real important. Let me remind everybody, please hit us up on our IM. Also, you can hit us up on our social feeds at Ike Live Show, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Rich, we were just talking a second ago. You were helping us with the IMs. A little unnerving sometimes being back there. Tell me about that.
Yeah, for sure. You get the camera in front of you and it kind of freeze up a little bit, but it's all good emotions. So
it's good.
I'm really happy to be
It's
here.
funny because you don't know if this could be a show where 500 people are watching, or
Right.
1,000 or
Right.
5,000. You just don't know.
Yeah, well, the
who's
known
live.
part is I know some people are watching, so
Right.
and I know who they are. So
Right.
it's hard when you're trying to read something and you got text messages pinging in saying how bad you're bombing it. So.
Sight of those guys that are watching.
Right. Right. Well, we were just off camera a second ago, and I looked at my social feeds on the Ike Live show, and we had a text from, I think it was Steve Savarchak. Was that what it was? That wanted a duplex in Belmar.
Okay.
Can you help him with that?
Absolutely, man. Find me on Facebook. It's Remax Rich. If you type it in, it'll come right up. You'll see my big ugly mug, right there on the forefront. So,
There you go,
I'll
Steve.
help you out.
Steve, looking for that duplex in Belmar? Please contact Rich. He'll help you out. Let me real quick too before we get Josh on. We did a little seat change. We got Caleb sitting next to me in the co-host chair. Man, you're like a young, handsome version of Pete Glusick
Is that a compliment?
with more energy.
I don't know if to take that as a compliment or not.
The only similarity is you're drinking rum and something over there too. I see that, but
It's just right.
that's awesome. Man, I'm excited. This is a great part of the show right now, and it's cool because we get a lot of the elite winners on real quick after they won. And this is as quick as you can get. Literally hoisted up the blue trophy yesterday, and we've got him on tonight. I'm excited to have this guy on with us tonight on Ike Live. Good friend of mine, one of the best guys I know on the Elite Trail, the winner of the 2018 Bassmaster Elite event, Thousand Islands, the one and only Josh Bertrand. Join us, Josh.
What's happening, dude?
Josh, what's up?
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Got to know,
Awesome.
first question right off the giddy, has it set in yet? You still have a giant smile on your face. Has it set in yet?
Yeah, man, I haven't slept hardly at all since 2 days ago before the final day of the tournament. I was so excited last night. I thought I was really tired, and I went to bed and I couldn't fall asleep. And I finally fell asleep. And I woke up at like 4 a.m. and started thinking about it again. And I got tired today, of course, when I was driving 12 hours down the road. I started to get tired, but yeah, it probably hasn't set in. I'm just probably delirious now.
That's right.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, I know I can tell you winning a event at any level is exciting, but winning a BASS Elite event is something really, really, really special. I've been doing it 20 years. It's so hard to win. I know you've said this before in interviews, but talk about it again on Like Live tonight. What does this mean to you, Josh? You're 6 years in. I know this has been a dream of yours since you were a little kid. Talk a little bit about what winning an Elite Series means.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I've definitely always dreamed about. I mean, I've wanted to do this since I was a teenager. You know, I remember, watching you win the Classic in 2003. I was probably 14, 15 years old. And probably 14, 15 years old. And that was when I was really, really like falling in love with bass fishing. And pretty much from about that point on, it's what I wanted to do. And, the first couple of years you fish on tour, for me, my main priority was just, making sure that I was competitive enough to stay out there and trying to learn as much as I can. And I'm still that way now. But, after you start seeing all your buddies knock down their first wins, you really want to have your own too, So it's almost like getting a monkey off your back, getting that first win. And I may never win another one, but, hopefully I do. Hopefully I get more than one. But if I never do, I got one for sure. And it's nice to get that monkey off my back for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. And what a great win. A lot of us, I know, couldn't keep our eyes off Bassmaster Live. We watched a lot of it unfold. It was unbelievable. To me, it was, I got to tell you, Josh, it felt like the perfect storm with the battle that you and Justin have right now with AOY, with the kind of event it was for smallmouth, and you're kind of a smallmouth angler, and then the fact that it was a drop shot electronics event. I couldn't think of a better win for you. Talk a little bit about, we talked about it before you came on, but talk about Thousand Islands and how this thing's set up going into it. Did you have an inkling going into, say, after Wednesday of practice that you'd have a shot to win this tournament?
Well, honestly, I knew fishing was really good. I'm sure both of you guys probably knew at that point that fishing was better than it had been the last couple times we had been there.
Yeah.
At least, I thought it was that way anyways. I wasn't, but the thing is, I never caught any like 6-pounders or 6.5 during practice. I didn't catch a bunch of 5.5s. I caught a lot of 4s, some 4.5s and maybe 2 5s, but, which is like for smallmouth fishing, that's great. But I knew fishing was going to be so good. It was like, yeah, I think, I might be, able to get a check and be pretty competitive, but I never thought that I was going to catch enough quality to even have a chance at, come close to winning.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about, everybody was catching them. I heard guys, Rick Clunn catching them on a spinnerbait in
That's
6
cool.
feet of water, to Justin Lucas catching them in some as deep as 40 and 50 feet of water. Talk a little bit about key bait, key depth. What were some of the important things that you keyed in on during the week?
Yeah, so, for me, having a key bait was more important than having a key depth. I fished a lot of different depths, and not to, sound too general, but I fished from 20 to 45, and every day I fished all those depths. But for me, I just keeping a drop shot rig in my hand with the Max Scent flatworm. I'm guessing you probably tried it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Did you catch some fish on it this week?
Oh, yeah. Flatworm and hitworm were my main 2 baits. Yeah.
Right on. And I know you've been doing the hitworm for a couple of years.
Yes.
You were like the first guy to really start catching them on it. But yeah, that flatworm's been the deal for me this year. And, the original 3-inch gulp minnow was really good for me also. I caught probably 40% of my fish on that flatworm and 60% of my fish on that minnow. But just keeping that drop shot rig in my hand and bouncing around from 20 to 45 feet, every day it'd be a little bit different. And I never really caught them great 2 days in a row off the exact same spot. So just having confidence in that rig and knowing that eventually I'd get a couple good bites if I kept doing that and, kept the right mindset was probably more important than a specific, like maybe pattern of depth or something like that.
Right. There's probably a lot of guys watching and listening right now that are fishing the Costa next week. I'm sure there are a lot listening and watching right now. I don't want you to talk about area, but give these guys watching and listening, give them a tip on what they need to look for with their sonar, their graph, their meter, whatever you want to call it. You guys out west, I think you're some of the best. I'd put you and Justin and Aaron Martins and all the West Coast guys, Clifford Perch. You understand that box better than anybody. Give them a tip on what you need to look for on that box as they're idling around.
Yeah, that's these guys that are fishing that coast up there probably know Thousand Islands a lot better than me. So I feel a little weird, giving a tip to them. But I would say, for me, just keep, always remembering, that place is all about the current and the current bringing the food to the fish and the fish having a place to be close to the current, but also be out of it. So, just keeping in mind what that current's doing, and it doesn't have to be anything super, super crazy obvious. Sometimes the really subtle structure under the surface is the best stuff because it gets overlooked. And, for me, I fish around a ton of boats. So, picking up on some of the more subtle contours and stuff were helpful for me because I was able to, maybe tap into a couple fish that hadn't had 100 drop shots drug over their nose, over the course of a week.
Yeah. Were you surprised at the overall weight of that event? Did you come in after the first and second day and say, this is silly? Were you surprised?
The first day for sure. I mean, you guys know what happens in smallmouth tournaments. The first top 10 guys weigh in and everyone behind them is like, oh my God, because guys bring in their big bags early. So the first 10 guys all weighed in like 22 pounds or better the first day. And I was like, oh man, here we go.
That's right.
But yeah, I knew it'd be good. I just didn't realize it would be quite that good. But fishing was good enough in practice. It was just easy enough to get bit that, I thought we'd probably have one of the better tournaments we've ever had.
Yeah. Let me remind everybody watching and listening right now, we've got Josh on the phone, and if you have a question for him about his win, anything else, please hit us up on our IM or our social feeds at Ike Live Show. He'd love to answer your questions. I have a little go ahead. Yes, we got some. Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, copy that, Mike. Somebody wanted to see a live rendition of Caleb fizzing you.
What?
All right, so wait, Josh is
What kind of viewers do you have watching this show, man?
Wait a minute. Are we saying Josh is the smallmouth and Caleb's fizzing Josh?
No,
I'm from
Josh.
Louisiana. Do you think I know how to fizz something?
Right. Well, somebody wants to see you
like
fizzed.
Exactly right. God.
No, they wanted you to fizz Mike.
They want to see you stab Mike and fizz him.
Oh, fizz me. I'll be fizzed. Hold on one second. Hold on.
I don't know. Mike, don't. God. Here we go. Here we go.
Fizz me, Josh. Are you going through the mouth or are you going through the side?
This is going to get awkward. This is awkward.
You can go through the mouth or the side. Whatever you want to do. I'll open up my
He's
mouth.
not going to stop you. Give my answer, Josh.
The side's safer, dude. Go
The
to the
side's
side.
I wouldn't want to go to that mouth either.
I got a question.
We do have a question for Josh.
All right, well, go ahead. Go ahead with that question first.
Ed wants to know, Josh, were you an Amish mailbox maker?
It's about time for me to shave. I felt pretty at home with all the Amish people up there in New York, though. As soon as I pulled up, I pulled into town, and I pulled into the grocery store, and they've got a cart with horses.
That's
tied
right.
Up to the light
Parked in the
post.
parking. Yeah, tied to the light post. Told you.
Price chopper.
Wow.
Love it. I loved it.
Too.
I loved it. I had a question for you. Did you find your kicker fish were more specific to a spot than a depth?
That's a really good question. To be honest, every day I caught my kicker fish off all different spots.
Really?
So, and I caught the first day, let me try to think back here. My biggest fish the first day I caught pretty deep, like 35, 36 feet. The second day, I caught one in 40 and one in like 25.
Yeah, all over the place.
So yeah, they were. Those big ones are, I wish I knew how to pattern those big ones. I wish I had a
you win a lot more blue
trophies,
trophies, wouldn't you? That's right.
I just had to catch a lot of fish, and eventually I'd catch a big one.
That's right.
It's a good strategy. Dave, what else you got? You got anything else coming back?
Negative, sir.
Okay, I have one, and this comes from Stan Janik. And he says, Josh, you're originally from Vermont, and you have a maple syrup sponsor. Did that have anything to do with your win?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, you guys know maple syrup. You know how good it is. And, yeah, that's near maple syrup country up there where we were just at. So, yeah, of course it did. For sure. Yeah,
what he was doing, he was dipping the flatworm in maple syrup. Is what he's not telling us.
Right, it was the Berkeley Maccent plus
maple
the syrup. combined, that was the difference.
Y'all in trouble next year. That's all
That
I
makes
know.
sense. Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, we got a question from Stuart. A little more cerebral than what we're talking about with Sarep and Amish. All right. After all these years, Josh, what does this win mean to you? Was it a make or break moment? Several questions. How much longer do you think you could have continued fishing the elites without a win?
That's a good question.
Wow.
I mean, as long as they would have let me,
That's
for
right.
sure. I mean, I would have kept going until they told me to leave. But it's one of those things that, like I said, the first few years, it wasn't weighing on me that much because I knew, I'm fairly new. It's all good. But yeah, after you do it for a few years, you want to win something badly. We all have won a few tournaments on our way to get there, but it's very hard to win at that level. And it seems like, at times it seems almost impossible. So, and you don't get that opportunity very often. So, in this case in particular, I knew this was a tournament that I had a better chance than, some other tournaments. And, especially after, that second day, that third day when I was getting really close, it was going to be crushing if I wasn't able to finish it off. It would have been great.
Yeah.
Great to see one of my buddies win. But again, same thing, you don't win that one, who knows when your next chance is? It might be 3 years from now. So I needed it.
Yeah.
Josh, we have a as serious follow-up question from Kevin Short's Feet. Hey, Josh, does the carpet match the drapes?
Kevin Short.
Dude. Hilarious. I'm going to shave my beard just to get some real questions in here.
Go it out further.
This is the difference between an Ike Live show and like Bassmaster Live or something. You get all the shitty questions here. It wasn't.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's a legitimate question. It was a good segue though, and I did want to jump into it, which is interesting to me. And we mentioned this. We had a little break, and we mentioned this before you came on. And I swear this is true. The two nicest guys I know in tour and on fishing, it's Pete Glusick and you. You guys are legitimately nice guys. You're really nice guys, and that's true. But tell me a little. I want to hear a little bit about. You have this battle going on with Justin. You guys are so close. You're literally, it's going to go either way in the last tournament. You ended up on top at Thousand Islands, but you have a friendship. I saw so many amazing comments come in where Justin, you could see that he was legitimately excited for you. And you saw that bond between you two on stage, and it was real. It's so cool to see that in the sport. I know for me as a fan of the sport, it was awesome to watch that. Tell me a little bit about that, and especially your mindset going into the last AOY event, because this is a huge title. This is a life-changing title. You guys are competitors, you're enemies, but at the same time, you're really good friends, and you're both good guys. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in your mind right now.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy situation because, Justin's one of my best friends. We share a lot of information. We talk all the time, whether, we talk almost every day during pre-fish and the tournament. And, even during the off season, we talk almost every day. And, this is a huge thing for both of us. And he's been really close a couple times to Angler of the Year. He's had, already a handful of seasons where he's been in the top 10 in points. And this is the first year that I've even been in that neighborhood. So it's really exciting for me. And I know how he's like the most competitive guy I know. You guys know him, and he's competitive on all fronts, no matter whether you're doing that or, you're playing horseshoes. It doesn't matter. He wants to win in everything he does. So, I've got a ton of respect for him, and it's kind of goes both ways. Like it's kind of cool that you're doing it, trying to, battle with your buddy, but it's also kind of tough too, because, sometimes you wish like, I wish I just wanted to bury that guy, but you don't want to bury your buddy. But I don't know. It's kind of a weird dynamic, but yeah, either way, I think, we'll both be leaving that tournament smiling. It was really cool to see how excited he got yesterday. on stage. It meant a lot to me. I mean, he literally screamed yes, when I weighed my fish, came over and gave me a hug, and he was totally genuine. It meant a ton.
Yeah, and you can tell. Yeah, Dave, what do you got?
Copy that, Josh. David from Wisconsin has a decent observational question. Josh, you've made the money cut all year. Did you approach this year any different compared to years past?
Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. One of the other guys that we room with, I've got Cliff Perch in the hotel room with me here, and Roy Hawk's another guy we've been staying with this year. And when the year started, it was Roy's first year on the Elites, and he's been fishing forever, you guys know, but first year on the Elites, and he's like, man, we all have to make every check this year. We can do it. And we're all like, dude, you're nuts. There's no way. Like, we can't do that. None of us can do that. For me, I just feel like I had so many lucky breaks, and it's so easy to get a bad break. Like, you got maybe 2 or 3 places in a tournament that you consider starting on. And if you start on the right one, it can make or break your whole tournament. If you start on the wrong one, make or break your whole tournament. And I feel like I've gotten lucky 8 straight times. Like, I've gotten off to these great starts. I haven't had to battle back very much. Maybe 1 or 2 of those tournaments I've had, some really bad starts to the day or whatever. But, it seems like every tournament I've jumped out, had good first days, and it's been really, just kind of coasting from that point on. So I guess, maybe it's honestly, I feel like it's been luck, but that's been like the most important thing for me is getting off to a good start every day, because you guys know how hard it is to battle back from a tough start. But as far as the approach, I don't know if I've changed anything. I wish I need to try to figure out what I did so I can keep doing it. But yeah,
That's right.
dude, I'm just gonna call it straight luck, because we know that's all fishing is.
Yeah. Who cares about luck? Dave, you got another one? Go ahead.
Copy that. Josh, Mike Moyer wants to know, with your newfound success, are you going to fish Ike's Pro-Am next year?
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to. I told I wanted to go this year, and Mike had texted me, and I told him that my wife was 7 months pregnant. We've got a 1.5-year-old toddler running around, and it's difficult for me to get away right now, but hopefully next year things will be under control, and I'd love to go spend a couple days in Philly and go be a part of that. It'd be awesome. And I know it's a pretty unbelievable tournament, and you guys do a ton for the community over there, so it'd be cool to at least just be a small part of it.
Yeah, well, we'd love to have you. Speaking of family, I'd like to touch on that real quick since you brought it up. We were talking with Caleb, and we were talking about family and how important that is. Talk a little bit about that, because this is a tough job. Being away from home for so long is a tough gig. How do you guys deal with it? How does your family handle the time away from home and the work and all the effort that goes into it?
Yeah. Well, after I tell this, I need to hear. I remember. When I read your book when I was younger, I feel like I remember you had a story about your wife giving birth, and you drove home from a tournament. You drove home so fast that your wheel fell off your trailer or something that.
That's true
I
story.
want to hear that story, man. But I feel like I'm going to be in that situation here in a few weeks of the AOI tournament. She's going to be over 8 months pregnant, and it's a crazy time for us because. We've got Emma, our daughter right now. She's about 20 months old, and Chantel, my wife, she's almost 8 months pregnant. So it's a crazy, crazy time for us. I've been gone a ton this year, so she's been trying to hold down the fort by herself. And it'd be great if she was able to be out here with me right now, but it's so hard to keep little kids like that on a schedule.
Yeah.
And, at least if she's at home, she's got the comforts of home. She can, have the baby on a schedule and, some regular stuff day to day, So
yeah.
I'd love to be able to start bringing them along here in a couple of years, for a little while, at least till they go to school. But, we just try to do the best we can to stay in touch, FaceTime every night. And, when I get a chance to come home, I come home. I try to fly home because drive's a long way to drive back and forth
Yeah.
from wherever we're at to Arizona. It kind of stinks. You burn up a lot of extra time just on the road. So I just leave my rig and fly to get home a little bit quicker and spend as much time as I can then.
Yeah. Did have a social media question come in real quick from Clark Wendelet. I don't know if it's the real Clark Wendelet or not, but Clark Wendelet wants to know your room with Clifford Perch. Give us a undisclosed Golden Ram story from the road this year.
Hey, where are you at, Cliff?
He's got bedroom eyes.
There he goes.
Calling him out of bed.
It's hilarious.
You got to answer this because this is Clark Wendelet asking the question, so you can't lie.
Yeah, that's the real deal. I know those two. They're good buds. They know each other really well. Yeah, let me think of a good Cliff story. Cliff's got his tendencies, and we always bug each other and give each other a hard time about our tendencies. But Cliff's favorite thing is outside of his awesome fishing and stuff like that, we always give him a hard time because he's the Chinese buffet guy. Every place we go, every town we visit, he's at that Chinese buffet a couple times a week. He loves the Chinese buffet.
Wow. Any horror stories? Have you ever come back to a clogged toilet at night?
He must have a pretty iron stomach. He does pretty well. But, he's such a nice guy. When it's time to pick where we're gonna eat, Cliff will all throw out our suggestions, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that Chinese buffet was pretty good last night. Maybe we can go back over there." It's good stuff.
That's awesome. I gotta know this, and I say oh wait a minute, what's that?
Newsflash. Even bass fishing has embraced the new millennia's no judgment policy, judging by Cliff's Perch bedroom eyes, laying in bed next to Josh. Hudley Crockett out.
What?
Who is this?
I have no idea. I think it was Hudley Crockett, but I have no idea what any of that meant.
It was supposed to be a news alert, but I think the news anchor just lost it. I think that's what that was supposed to be.
Oh, wait. What?
Oh.
Great observation from the Cajun. Anything else you'd like to enlighten us to?
The Cajun.
Oh, that Hudley Crockett. He's crazy. I got to ask you this, and I know it's hard to answer because, what's going to happen is going to happen. Both you and Justin are going to give 100% going to this last event, but what would change if you won AOY this year? What would change for you, and what would be different moving forward?
It's hard to know. Having never won it, I didn't know how I was going to feel after winning yesterday. I had no idea how it felt. Weird after standing up there. I literally felt weird. I didn't know what to do, and I'm sure it'd be the same way. But for me, obviously it would be a huge boost. On all fronts when it comes to the business side of fishing, and on a personal level too. It would mean a ton to me just knowing that that happened. But hopefully, ultimately, though, I enjoy the way everything is right now. I like traveling around fishing, and I love my life the way it is. So hopefully, it wouldn't change too much. Honestly, but yeah, it's hard to say because, I can't put myself in those shoes yet for sure, and I have no clue.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting. I'm excited. I'm in a really unusual position where I get to go to that last event, and if I catch a keeper, I'm in the Classic. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm
locked in.
Yes, thank you. I'm excited to catch my keeper and watch you guys battle it out. That's going to be awesome.
That used to be a regular for you, though.
It used to, yeah.
Before Becky.
Yeah, before Becky. I used to always make the Classic easy. Wives changed it all. But I'm honestly, this is the first year in a long time I can remember that no one had it sewn up going into the last event, right? And that to me is cool. Because even like Brandon last year, he kind of had it. You know what I mean?
How about the year Aaron slept in?
Yeah, Aaron slept in. Hackney had it. There's so many years where the dude, even if he had a mediocre tournament,
That's
he was
right.
going to win.
That's
I'm
right.
so excited to watch you guys this year. Battle it out, and again, when it's meant to be, it's meant to be. One of you guys are going to rise to the top, and I can't wait to see
That's
it
right.
unfold. It's going to be very exciting. I'm excited for you guys to see it happen. I'm excited.
I can say this. I can't wait to see two better guys go at it.
Yes.
Well, yeah, big thanks. That means a lot from both of you guys. It's going to be fun, and we're going to have fun with it no matter what.
That's right.
We're going to probably we haven't really started talking trash yet, but I'm sure we'll end up talking a little trash to each other just for fun. And it'll be awesome. We'll see. We share information every tournament. We haven't crossed that bridge yet.
I think we went to the last event
that week. I don't know.
Catching him on a rattle trap under a cork.
Yeah, rattle trap under a bobber. That's a good technique.
Carolina rig buzzbait.
Hey, that's a good one too. I've caught him doing that. Josh, I want to thank you for joining us. Hey, before we let you go though, two things. First of all, we can't let you go without at least one shameless plug for the best sunglasses you've ever put on your eyes, which are
9 sunglasses. You're absolutely right. Yes, it's cool. It's cool that we both wear them. What lens color do you like the best? What do you wear day to day?
I wear 3 depending on the conditions. Normal sunny conditions, I like the gray. Cloudy conditions, I like the amber. But sight fishing, I'm all about that high contrast yellow, bro. Loving it.
Yeah,
loving
that
it.
yellow's great.
Loving
It's awesome for sure. That's my favorite.
Yes.
That's cool.
One last thing, a lot of guys watching tonight that saw your win last week that are new to following you. If they want to see you day to day, what you're doing, going to the Price Chopper and looking at the Amish guys and all this, how can they follow you on the social? How can they follow you on social? How can they see what you're doing every day?
Yeah, Josh Bertrand Fishing on Facebook and Instagram, and what did that guy say? I had an Amish door building business or something like that.
Mailbox.
Starting a page for that pretty soon too. If
Dude, if you had the Amish hat to blast off of the AOY championship,
the Amish hat to blast off,
the straw hat.
Yeah. Yes. Wow, we might be able to make that happen.
I think that would
straw. Yeah, I like it. The cork pipe.
The cork pipe.
Yeah.
I think it would be
makes sense. Josh, thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations on the win, and excited to watch you guys battle it out in the last event.
Yeah, thanks. I'm a big fan of the show, so it's cool to be on, and great talking to you all. It was really cool.
You got it. Josh Bertrand, everybody! Woo! Elite winner.
Congrats, man.
Wow. What a great win that was, dude.
Dude, was awesome.
Big smallmouth. Giant smallmouth, bro.
Consecutively.
Started out the tournament with 25 damn pounds, bro.
What was his smallest bag in that tournament?
I think 22 or 23.
It was over 22.
It was definitely over 22. Dude, that's hammer weight.
Come on, Brian.
It sounds like it sounds like Union Lake.
You're supposed to have the answer
I've never caught that
right
much in my
there.
life.
Sounds like Audrey.
I don't know what lake that is.
Like
But still impressive.
Used to be great.
Yeah. At one time, for everybody killed him. Oh,
I blame Tebow.
Freaking Jersey guys. Let me remind everybody you're watching a brand new Ike Live on a special Monday night. It's been a great show. We've had some amazing guests. We just had Josh on the phone talking about his recent elite win. We've got Caleb here talking about all his escapades rookie year, including that amazing win last year through the nation. Brian the Carpenter, do you want to take one last break, come back and finish up these couple things, or you want to just take it out? What do you want to do? You call.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah,
okay.
Give me 30 seconds to do your normal rambling.
Okay.
30 seconds.
All right. Listen to me. Hang in there with us, because when we come back, we're going to be doing a couple cool things. We got a special guest. We're going to be doing an MTB unboxing, TH product review.
Yeah.
And we're going to be giving away some prizes.
We are.
Hang in there with us. Also, let me remind you, lots of sponsor promos. MTB, use the promo code IkeLive. You get a percentage off your first box. Bash University, try BU, 10 free days. Liquid Mayhem, Ike Live 25, 25% off. Real Snot, Ike Live 25, 25% off Real Snot. Flambeau, use the promo code IKELive for 20% off anything on the Flambeau site. And finally, line cutters, Ike Live Rules 20 for 20% off any line cutter product. Hang in there with us when we come back.
We got a couple fun phone calls that might be happening.
Couple fun phone calls that might be happening.
Yeah.
Along with the unboxing.
Along with that unboxing.
And
we're going to harass Caleb some more.
Harass Caleb some more? Okay.
And,
ready?
And then Rich has got a story for us.
And Rich has a story. And we might be getting a special appearance from the Stormtrooper. Haven't seen him in a while in Ike Live Studios. Might be seeing a Stormtrooper. Hang in there with us when we come back. More Ike Live.
Hey, Noah Wheeler here with Real Snot. Been out on this pond for about an hour now. Haven't had a whole lot of luck. We've had a couple blow-ups, but not getting a lot. So we thought we would try the new Java product on this frog on the top water. It works great on jigs and other plastics, but we've noticed that when we do use it on top water, we get a trail in the water, the scent's in the water, and we're getting a lot more bites. So we're gonna spray some Java all over the frog. Apply from Real Snot to the braid, get it nice and wet, and then as I reel it in, it's gonna work its way through it. Okay, so now we got that scent in the water, and then we got the frog all juiced up with some Real Snot Java. Let's see what happens here. There's one, there's one. So as you can see, that scent got around in this little area, this little pocket we're fishing, and sure enough, one came up and nailed it. Small one, albeit, but hadn't caught anything since we've been here for about an hour and 10 minutes now. There's one. That's a good one too. That's a good one. Much better. Good little guy. Threw my frog. Man, they love this stuff. Right through the nose.
This time of year, I definitely recommend putting a little bit of this on your soft plastics too. There he is. Another one. Next cast. And that would be number 6. I'm addicted. I'll admit it. I'm straight addicted.
Might be bigger.
You think so?
Yeah. Feels bigger. I haven't even seen this thing yet. It doesn't want to come up. Don't break me off the rocks.
Oh, it's a... Oh!
27 inches.
He caught it. 28. Oh my god, that's such a healthy fish. Look at this size. Put a little liquid mayhem on your crappie jig, and look where the stripers get it. You can't even see it, man. That might be a keeper.
Four and a half inch drop shot worm, Bama bug. Finesse jig, PB&J, give me something hard. Hey, KVD here. Now, I didn't always know this much about fishing. 4-aught EWG worm hook. In fact, there was a time when I couldn't tell the difference between a jerkbait and a stickbait. But then I signed up for Mystery Tackle Box, the original monthly tackle subscription. And now I know more about fishing than I do about calculus.
And he knows a lot about calculus.
Plus, I get amazing extras like free fishing magazines. October 2016. Featured article, 4 places to throw a frog. Exclusive decals. Zombie bass. And how-to videos for all the great baits I receive. How to tune a crankbait. Is that underwater footage I smell?
I got goosebumps.
So if you're looking to develop enhanced fishing abilities like me, or you just like getting new tackle every month, go to mysterytacklebox.com and get your box today. Ooh, live minnows. Is it lunchtime already? Nature's candy. Oh. Is he in my pocket?
That happened live.
Yeah.
The zipper pull up. Folks at home, Welcome back to Ike Live. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday night. I know I am. We've had a great show tonight. Caleb Sumrall is here with us in studio. Josh Bertrand joined us a second ago on Skype. We're talking life. We're talking family. We're talking wins. It's been a great show. Sitting on my lap right now is the one and only beautiful Miss Rebecca. How you doing tonight, Beck?
Hi, everybody.
Who are you wearing tonight?
Ragnar. I ran 2 of them. That's 200 miles.
What? You ran 200 miles yourself?
Well, no. It's like, why are you shoving that in my face? It's 11 people. Nobody's someone is running at all times. So you don't stop. Someone's always running for 200 miles till you're done, and you take turns running.
Right.
So you either live in a van or you run.
Down by the river.
Live in the van?
Yeah, because the van has to follow you around, because once you get to a stop, the next person hops out and they start running.
Interesting.
So someone is always running for 200 miles.
Not do that.
It's really fun.
What about those fudge rounds when we get home?
Sitting at the bar.
Did you? All right, hang on. Hold up. I got to throw a kink in. Did y'all know that they made double stacked fudge rounds?
What's a fudge round?
What? What kind of crime?
Wait, look at the faces. We all clearly don't know what a fudge
A
round is.
little Debbie fudge round?
Is this a Louisiana thing?
Like a cake?
There's no way.
Like a snack cake?
Now we're hostess up in here.
Moon pies,
Tasty cake.
moon
hostess.
pies,
Tasty cakes.
nutty bars,
Yes.
fudge rounds.
You ever had a butterscotch crimpet?
This is the battle between
What's
fudge
that?
rounds and crimpets.
What's that?
What is that?
You're
what's
in
that?
crimpet land.
What?
You're in
I don't know, but I want to try one.
Yeah,
Where you at?
Debbie's is like
You got one in the
Kmart
house right now?
Don't
No,
show
the
Caleb
kids
where your
probably
pantry
ate 'em
is.
all. I'll see if I have them.
Okay.
What about the like tandy cakes? The peanut butter tandy cakes?
The peanut butter what?
What?
Oh,
The tasty cakes with the jelly inside?
Yeah,
The
they
what?
don't even know.
We grew up on those, right, Eric?
The,
You
je-
grew
the
up
jelly's
on those.
a crimpet.
All right. If you grew up on them, there's an age difference here. We need to be.
No, it's a regional thing. Little Debbie's is national, but that's like the Kmart.
Okay,
version.
national, right? So who doesn't know about a fudge round?
Yeah, Little Debbie's is the pro kids of
Is the
slam
what?
dunk. Like if you were going to wear pro kids in a slam dunk contest, you would wear Little Debbie's. All right.
Damn it.
Oh, well.
What is it?
Anyway, they make double stacked fudge rounds.
Okay,
We
double
just
stack.
shat all over that. Sorry, bro.
So I used to eat a box. I don't have to eat a box now. I can eat half a box of double stacked fudge rounds because it's like
Like you could eat a half a box, but do you just still eat the whole box?
I probably would.
At 2 o'clock in the morning?
Oh yeah, wake up, mate. Yeah, that's how I go back to sleep.
Sounds like a good breakfast.
Oh, it's amazing.
He has like 4 breakfasts.
Yeah.
You probably put like Hubba Bubba in your mouth to get rid of morning breath instead of Alert 5, don't you?
No, there's
Hey, you know what's another weird Southern thing? Like we all drink coffee when we wake up in the morning. It's very Southern to drink Mountain Dew.
No. Negative.
Yes, I can't tell you how many
Becky,
tournaments I've
Richmond
gone to.
Elite did not drink Mountain Dew in the morning. Get out of here. Stop that right now.
In the South. But I can't tell you how many times we've been at tournaments in like Alabama and like further south where you go and they don't have coffee in the little places. They have Mountain Dew. They're like, no, we have Mountain Dew. And I'm like, no, hot coffee.
I've seen that. I've seen
there
that.
are major pockets in the South that
I've
like
seen
are
it,
total Mountain
but
Dew.
I'm a coffee guy.
Becky was like, listen, you rubes. In center Richmond, we did not drink Mountain Dew in the morning.
That's right.
You rubes.
Speaking of Mountain Dew, did you know? Here's a real quick fact. Did you know Mountain Dew is a great thing to have in the boat for when a fish is injured on the hook?
I've heard of it.
Absolutely.
I've heard
Yes.
of it. Never
It'll bring
seen
him
it.
back.
Yes.
Physically work.
So if you have
Yeah.
a hook, you have a fish that's hooked in the tongue or hooked deep, and you get it out and the fish is bleeding a little bit. You get a Mountain Dew, you pour it down his throat.
Clogs the blood.
You put it in a live well, and that freaking thing lives.
They
Get
fire
out of
right
here.
up.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yep.
Mountain
I'm
Dew.
all hyped up on Mountain Dew.
Yes. Always keep a bottle of Mountain Dew in the boat for fish that are hooked deep.
Interesting.
True story.
Now,
what does it
now,
do,
can
though?
it be like really old
know.
and flat, or
Yeah.
does it have to be really carbonated, like fresh?
Don't know.
That's why Seth Futter, he has old bottles of Mountain Dew rolling around on the floor of his boat.
Old bottles.
Yeah.
So it's
Warm.
flat.
Doesn't
Doesn't,
matter. Warm
doesn't
Mountain
matter
Dew.
if it's fresh or not. I'm gonna have to look this up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Let's Brian Carpenter. Yeah. Dave. Oh, yes. Dave.
Kevin Short's feet
Yes.
wants to know, Caleb. What is a fudge round? Is that when you're walking
Are
across
you-
the campground for another round of beers and you step in dog shit?
Fudge round
It's like a cake cookie.
is
with
like
a
all right.
cream filling.
I'm gonna get into the. We're gonna get into the meats and potatoes of this conversation about a fudge round right here. A fudge round is like 2 brownie buns sandwiching brownie mayonnaise chopped with chocolate icing.
Mayonnaise.
And they make a double stacked fudge round.
Not
So if you can imagine the amount of sexiness in one fudge round, they just made it double amount of sexiness. It's magical. The fact that people don't know about it, Kevin Sharp's feet, where have you been living?
Now, what's magical is you provided for us brownie mayonnaise, dude. You could say anything else the rest of the night, dude.
I was going with the whole sandwich theme. That's what it was coming from.
So is it like a big brownie kind of Oreo, like a big?
All right, yeah,
Oreo?
yeah. Okay, but instead of the white cream, it's like a brownie chocolate cream.
Oh, but it's chocolate cream.
It's all
That's
chocolate.
right. It's all chocolate, but it's like 2 brownie buns. I'm telling you, I want some fudge round right about now.
I don't know. You just didn't sell it to me.
Well, let's Google it. Brian,
Yeah.
can you put up a picture of a fudge round?
Oh, yeah.
Since we have so many confused viewers.
In 20 minutes, Brian will have a picture.
Brian's gonna have one in 4 minutes.
He's been on it tonight. He's been quick tonight.
Let's go.
Why Brian's getting the picture of the fudge double round brownie up? I do want to bring something up real quick, and I know a lot of people watching and listening tonight have heard.
Boom!
Oh, wait a minute.
There it is. Look at it, guys.
Here it comes.
Oh, it looks so good.
Ooh, that does look good. What are the little swirls in
It's
there?
like a chocolate
That's
little
the
Debbie.
icing.
You know where you find that at?
That looks good.
Caleb,
Instead
you
of
find that
oatmeal.
right next to the truck stop sushi.
I love truck stop sushi. What are you talking about? It's good.
Oh.
A lot of rumors swirling right now
Ooh,
for
here we
people
go.
watching and listening right now. A lot of rumors swirling about basically the sport, the state of the sport changing.
What?
A lot of rumors going on right now, and I thought we'd talk about it just for a quick hot second. I've heard everything from a new circuit being started to bass reducing the field to 50 to FLW buying bass. I've heard so many rumors going on right now. Brian Carpenter, Dave Brodzik, Rich, I want to hear your thoughts since you're outside of the sport.
Wait.
Does any of this mean anything to you guys? Do you even care?
I didn't know that you could fish professionally for bass until 2015, so I'm going to remove myself.
Dave Brodzik, let me ask you this.
Go.
If BASS did not have Kevin Van Dam, Gerald Swindle, Skeet Reese, Aaron
Mike
Martins,
Iaconelli,
fishing their trail, would you watch it?
Do you watch it now?
So at the level I watch it now, no, I would not. You just named the elite in the sport, and without would people watch the NFL without Tom Brady, Cam Newton, and the superstars? I don't watch it anyway, but I'm just saying the superstars that are in the sport. No, I don't know. I probably wouldn't do it, Mike. I would watch whatever league they were in.
Caleb, I got one for you.
Okay, go ahead.
If a new league started, League X, let's just call it, next
Right.
year, and you were invited to go fish, would you fish it if the money was better, but knowing that you would never win the Bassmaster Classic? Would you go fish that other league?
Ooh, talk about setting the tone. Every angler's dream is to win a Bassmasters Classic, as of now. If things were to change, if new things were to arise, I would hope that I was given the opportunity to decide in a timely manner to make sure that it makes business sense to provide for my family. Right. Period.
Be a business decision.
Whether or not it means winning a big one ever or not, or being able to do this for a very long time. My main goal is being able to do this right now for a long time.
Yeah. Brian the Carpenter, would you be
fishing either way?
That's right.
Brian the Carpenter, would you be sad if BASS went away? The thing that's hard to swallow for a lot of people, and I want to ask you because we were all young when that bass sticker. Do you remember, Dave, Brian? Do you remember when we put that sticker on the back of our trucks?
It was gang membership.
It meant so much.
Yeah.
Dude, we would rock our club jackets and we would put that sticker on the back of our trucks because it meant something.
Yeah, we committed forgery just to have a registered bass club. We didn't have 6 members. We
lied.
forged one. We made one up.
We lied. Steve Pellegrinis.
We stole identities.
We would show up to the Bass Expo in Timonium, Maryland, wearing our gang colors, our top rod jackets. All 5 of us, dude. And Chris Alfonso's Bronco.
It's right out there hanging.
Guys, remember the time we went to Timonium and we actually saw a small plane crash on 95?
We saw a plane crash.
Yeah, a small plane like a Cessna.
We saw a plane crash, and we were so excited about going to the bass show that we didn't even care about the plane crash.
Wait, what?
Oh, wow. Of course he still has one, naturally. Yeah.
Like, did y'all run over there to see if everybody was okay?
Yes. Of course he has that one.
Hey, I'm trying to get over the fact that
champs
y'all
are always
saw a
champs.
plane
Look at
crash. Did y'all go help anybody? No. Okay, yeah. When everybody died.
That was our colors, man. We were rocking green and white.
Slide to your right, Mike.
Slide to your right. Down.
Drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
Down a little bit more.
Low
Top Rod
right.
Bassmasters.
Low to the flow.
There it is.
Look at me looking all
Dude, it's hot.
There is a lot of people that watch MLF that I know don't follow bass fishing. You know, like my plumber talks to me about Major League Fishing.
All right,
he does not.
I'm going to tell you how many
Remax
times.
Rich.
I can't tell you how many times this year I've gotten asked, "Hey, do you fish that tournament where they weigh fish every fish you
Right.
catch and you
Right.
let it go immediately?" No, man. I'm not in those just as of yet.
It
but-
definitely has some catch.
Oh, it has a huge amount of catch. People just watch it because it's interesting.
Remax Rich, Mike Moyer said, not buying a house from a
just
guy
cut
that
me
doesn't know professional bass fishing existed.
Nah, easy, Ron.
Easy, Ron.
There we go.
Yeah, so Mike, to answer your question,
Yeah.
you know, would I watch bass if certain guys weren't there? You know, there's more to it. You named the elite anglers, but right now Bass still has, or Bass has the elite broadcasting crew. That means a lot.
Yeah.
They're doing it. MLF does an amazing job. Their product is pretty outstanding. FLWs can be hard to watch. Sorry, guys. But the guys at Bass are outstanding. The personalities are outstanding. I mean, top to bottom, they complement each other, and so that's a big part of it as well. You know?
If Shelly Sanders was topless, would you watch MLF more than Bass?
Yes.
Okay. That was correct. A lot going on. I can tell you, there's a lot of uncertainty in the sport right now.
Is this still about Shelly?
No, it's not about Shelly right now.
Moving on.
But I got to tell you, I think that it's important right now that something happens. I think it's important that something happens to energize the sport right now. I said it on Mark Jeffries' show, BTL, a few weeks back. I think we need a lightning bolt in the sport right now to energize it.
I think it's coming.
And I think it's going to be good, regardless of what it is and what the ultimate outcome is. I think we need something to rejuice the sport of professional bass fishing.
Let's bring this up. Let's look at it from a perspective of a guy that's been in the sport for a very long time, and a perspective of a guy that hasn't been in the sport for a very long time.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about this outside.
Yeah.
From a guy that's just hearing rumors. I'm scared to death. You know, I just made the Elite Series. As you know, so much on the line. What does that mean if, say, all of you guys, the upper guys, the guys been there forever, leave to go to fish a different tour?
Yeah.
What does that mean What's that left? What's left of bass?
Right.
I guess is what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned with.
Yeah. I'll spin it this way, Brian, and then we'll go on because I know you got other stuff you want to do. This moment right now, I hope other pro anglers are watching right now, and I hope they'll go back and listen to this episode. With all the uncertainty right now, it is the single most important moment that we have as a community of pro anglers right now to organize and to collectively stand for what's important for the anglers and the sport. No matter if it goes left or right, this is the single most important time in the entire history of the sport that we need to get together and do what's right for the common good of the sport as a group of anglers. And we have to realize that, and hopefully, you know, what's happening or what will happen will bring us together and will give us more power and more say in what's our destiny, right? Not let someone control our destiny, but be in control of our own destiny.
I agree
Mike,
with you 100%.
Does that involve not allowing Cliff Perch to be ass up on Josh Bertrand's bet again?
Yeah, that might be in the contract when you sign it.
That's got to be a stipulation somewhere, dude.
No naked golden ram on the opposite bet.
Naked golden ram.
Was he like this on the bed? Yeah, he was. He was
With the hair, I
on
just
the
see
bed.
the hair flowing, just that beautiful flowing hair. I do love his hair. His hair's gorgeous. All right, Brian the Carpenter, what do we got? Let's keep going. We got serious there for a second. I'm ready to break out of seriousness.
Do that MTV unboxing, bro.
Okay, let's do an unboxing, and we're gonna do. Do you want me to do the one that's open or the other one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yes.
other one.
The other one. Okay. This is, I mentioned before, the only live podcast web show that does a mystery tackle box unboxing. And this thing is like Christmas to your doorstep once a month. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pass it around. I'm going to break this seal, and I'm going to open it up and pick out a product. Caleb, I'm going to pass it over to you, and then we can pass it on the couch and let everybody have a shot at it.
Do I get to keep
and,
what I pick out?
Yes, you can keep whatever you want. And I'm going to open this thing up. And I'm going to pick something right off the giddy that this is one of the main reasons why I stress that this is a great product. This is a great product to take you out of your comfort zone on what you would normally buy. That's why I love Mystery Tackle Box.
Don't you touch that one.
I'm gonna, because this is so not what I would buy.
That's why I was going to touch it.
Here it goes. Brian the Carpenter.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is, give me a close-up of this if you can. This is a duck.
Cut him.
That's right. This is a duck by a company called Weston. I'm serious. This is a duck. It's a hollow-bodied frog-style bait that looks like a baby duck. Now, before you make any opinions on this, let me tell you that as a kid, I witnessed largemouth bass and pike eating baby ducks off the top. So this is something I wouldn't normally buy on my own, but I'd actually like to try this. I'd like to try the Weston duck.
I'd like to try it too.
Caleb, I'm going to pass it on to you. You can pick out a product that
Let's see what we
interests
got.
you.
Yeah.
That thing.
Ooh. I like them, but I'm not gonna. All right, here we go.
Ooh, I see what that is.
Yeah, you
That's
see
a
what
good
that
choice.
is. We got a rear loader swing jig.
Swing head.
Nice. Swing head is like a
Articulated jig head.
That's right.
Yep. Wobble head. Biffle style.
3/8 ounce 4-aught hook. Looks
Making
to
it
be
hot
like
on
an
me?
owner. It is an owner hook. They got good taste in hooks. I like this. I'm gonna be pocketing this and probably a couple other things in here once it gets makes its rounds. I'm just eyeballing there. Who
All
do
right.
we go to next?
Rich, pick something out of there. Give us your opinion on it.
Okay.
I know nothing.
You're like, nah, I don't want anything out of there.
Come on, JC.
Now a boxy charm with all the makeup.
I'm gonna go with the Max Lure Crank X Square Bill. Caught a few fish.
Speak
on a
up,
square
Richard.
bill. I'm gonna go with the Max Lure Crank X Square Bill.
Square bill. Square billing.
It's a good time of the year for that, so I'm gonna go with this one.
You see? Good, baby. Pick one out.
It's going to the back. It's going to the back. Dave Brodzik? Brian the Carpenter?
Hold on, I think Caleb would pick hers.
Last
if
two
he's got the
picks.
option.
Last two picks. Brian the Carpenter, Dave Brodzik.
Stand by. So we got a really rad, bone-colored. What is this even called, Bri? I've been out of it for a little bit.
It's a popper.
No, but look at the bill.
I see that.
There's a booyah bait. It's bone-colored and it has a bill underneath. It's kind of like a popper, Mike. Like
it's a prank.
Bill.
It's a prank.
It's a prank, yeah. Part popper, part crankbait. Zell Roland.
Is that who does that?
Yes, Zell Roland.
It's a top water spinner crank.
Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, in the MTB.
I've been wanting to check one of them out.
Yeah, and here's the bait that's going to catch more things out of that box than anything else.
Yeah.
Let's see it. What is
Facts.
it?
Post show.
Is that a menace?
Menace.
I can't talk about a menace much, but
Green pumpkin, blue.
I think it's the crawl swirl.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
color.
That just catches them everywhere.
Yep.
Yep.
It's easy.
Yep. There you have it, folks. A great representation of what you'll get once a month in your mystery tackle box. New baits, different baits, great colors, taking you out of your comfort zone, making you a better angler. That's what you're going to get with Mystery Tackle Box. We're going to take a call here in 1 second. Before we take that, Bri, I do want to tell a story real quick because we brought his name up, and I want to just tell. Yes, Zell Roland. I want to tell the story real quick because I think it's a great story. Good friend of the show, and I'm wearing this jacket right now. One of the original members of our club back in the day, his name was Chris Delfonso. Crazy Chris. He fished a lot of pro-ams as an amateur. And one of the events he drew out Zell Roland, and this happened to be at Lake Norman in North Carolina. And Zell, of course, he drew Zell, and Zell, of course, is throwing a pop-R the entire day, and he's up there popping. And Chris behind him started throwing a Hildebrandt spinnerbait. And he catches the keeper, and, Zell kind of looks back, and Zell still doesn't have a keeper, and Chris catches another keeper, and he kind of looks back and still doesn't have a keeper. And then the third keeper, Chris catches and puts in the boat on this Hildebrandt spinnerbait. Zell Roland goes, What are you throwing back there? What is that? Who makes that? Chris goes, well, this is a Hildebrandt spinnerbait that Bernie Schultz designs, a tin roller. That Hildebrandt and that Bernie Schultz, that's a piece of shit. True story.
Bloop goes back to throwing his popper.
Yeah, and he went back throwing his popper. True story from coming from Zell Roland directly via Chris.
Is that the tournament the Pro-Am you won?
That was the tournament that Chris Delfonso came in second by ounces. It literally changed the course of his life.
Dude, he had that fifth keeper and threw it back.
He had the fifth keeper, his last day marshal, I don't remember who, or his last day pro, I don't remember who it was, kind of like said, it ain't going to make it, throw it back. He should have took the chance. He should have tried to weigh it. He was a co-angler. They probably would have let him go, even if it wasn't quite touching, Who knows? You take the chance. He ended up losing by 3 ounces instead of winning by a pound. It changed the course of his life. He's a disgruntled.
Changed the course of his life.
Yeah, he's a disgruntled driveway seal coat guy now, and he could have been a top pro in the world. So
can I recommend fudge rounds?
Yes.
Offer that man some fudge rounds.
Chris Delfonso, if you're watching, fudge rounds.
Fudge rounds will change the course of your life.
It will.
Mike.
It'll bring you back to the other way.
Mike, on a side note, we need to find the ghost box or get another one. Multiple requests for Brian's ghost.
Oh, Brian's ghost. Wow.
Come on up, Becky. The evidence is right here on the board that
Come
I put
look
through for
at the
everyone
evidence.
to see.
Brian's ghost. It's just the Callens. Brian's ghost. I think he has to make a comeback. Brian, we got a caller, I'm pretty sure. Who do we got on the phone, Brian Carpenter?
We have a viewer of the show.
Yes.
And this guy, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his first name right, Joshua or Joshua. Anyhow, he's been commenting on the Ike Live Facebook page for about 2 weeks, every post.
Yes.
That someone has stolen his signed Ike book.
No.
And like I said, it's been about 2.5, 3 weeks straight commenting this.
Okay.
So gave him the opportunity to call in, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of this.
All right, let's get to the bottom of this. Joining us now, Joshua, thank you for coming on Ike Live. Please tell us what happened. What's behind the stolen book?
Well, I'll tell you what happened exactly. I was down there on Texoma Lake fishing, and I was fishing one of them kayak tournaments, and I was doing terrible, and I was just looking for those door prizes. And that's what I saw on the table that looked good. They had the soft plastics, didn't need none of that. They had some rods, and I didn't need none of that either, but I saw that book, Mike Iaconelli signed it, Finesse Tactics.
Yes.
And I said, I could really use that right now. So I waited for them to call my name, but people that had already been calling name kept going up there and grabbing stuff, and they took the last one. That stolen run from me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Wow. Man, that's unfortunate. Dave, I weigh in on this because this thing's happened before. Wait a minute.
Tonight on Ike's Unsolved Mysteries is a case involving Joshua Rodriguez, the former owner of a rare signed fishing book that made New York Times top 1600 chart. This little-known book, that is still more known than our in-house guests, was stolen before Mr. Rodriguez could claim it at a fishing derby where he won it all. Some of the theories as to its whereabouts span the gamut of possibilities, like, where was Pete Glusek that day? Why did the thief just swap it with brown dogs, baseball bats, and bass? And lastly, local witnesses reported on the day of the theft large quantities of loose pages being thrown from the window of a truck towing a Keebler bass boat. Anyone with information is being asked to call in.
Wow. Wow, there you have it. This is an unsolved mystery. Apparently, we have a reward out with any information. If anybody's watching or listening, they know where this book went. They know where it's been stolen or it's hidden or it's being held captive somewhere. Let us know, and we will try to get to the bottom of this. This is very important.
That's right.
That's
to
right.
the bottom of it.
We'll get to the bottom of it. I got a amazing news flash just came through me, though. Although this story is still ongoing, the investigation is still ongoing, I want to announce to you right now, for the first time ever, that we will be sending you a signed Mike Iaconelli Advanced Finesse Fishing book.
Boom.
For all your loss and troubles. There you have it. Yes, you'll be getting one.
Thank you.
Hey, we ain't seen that kid a box of fudge rounds too.
And fudge rounds.
I like the fudge rounds too.
Woo!
He knows what I'm talking about.
As long as they're unopened, the fudge rounds are good.
They will be all gone before he gets the box.
Hey, don't mind if they're open before you get them.
Yeah, if they're signed by Caleb on the fudge round itself.
That's worth something.
It's edible ink. You can still eat it.
I'll put it on a case.
Hey, I like it. Hey, thank you for calling in and relaying that to us. Do me a favor. Hang on the line. Brian the Carpenter, get his info. We're going to be sending you a signed book and some fudge rounds.
All right, thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Yes. Success. Another mystery sort of solved. Not really.
I just want to say that
we helped him out.
Don't spam our account expecting free shit. that was a one-off. That's a one-off.
I know. That's a one-off, right?
Yeah,
They're going to keep coming.
We ain't doing that again.
They're going to keep coming. Yes, I think, it's funny, Beck, the show always, these shows happen and they're amazing because we have amazing guests. We get into great stories. But we always seem like we have these strange guests pop in, sometimes uninvited, sometimes invited. We've got a guest coming on here in a second that we haven't seen in the Ike Live studio in a really long time. I'm excited to have him back on. Dave, who is there somebody coming on or what's happening?
Yeah, so real soon, Stormtrooper is going to actually deliver a rebuttal to Brian earlier, referring to me, who took my chances in the elites.
Oh.
And this rebuttal will be dedicated to all those Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube pros that never banged against the best. It will be delivered. And it will be delivered by Stormtrooper.
Wow.
And it is a quote from the great Theodore Roosevelt that I actually saw on the wall of an elite wrestling camp I took my son to, and they had to recite this. And it will be delivered by Stormtroopers. Stand by.
Okay, here we go. So joining us, we haven't seen this guy in a very long time. I'm so excited to have him back here in Ike Live Studios. It's the one and only Stormtrooper, everybody, joining us back in Ike Live. Hey. Stormtrooper.
Thank you for having me under these unfortunate times. I will start with the quote from the great Theodore Roosevelt pertaining to sideline armchair experts. And it begins with, it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better.
Where's the German accent come from?
Shut up. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, who faces is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and the shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. That is by the great Theodore Roosevelt. Thank you.
Wow!
That was impressive. I don't know, but it was awesomely delivered.
Brian downed Dave earlier in the show.
I was supporting his point. That's all. He took it as a slight.
Becky, as normal, you show up late. And you ruined the moment for having to explain it, so let me catch you up. Earlier, Dave was simply saying how he tried to compete professionally but got hammered, and Brian had to allude that he sucked. Hence the speech.
Hence the speech.
Please show up on time next time.
German
Thank you.
stormtrooper out.
Out. Wow, it's so nice to have Stormtrooper back.
Thank you.
German.
I missed
German.
that German accent. I really did miss it.
The German accent was
Yes.
strong.
I missed it. Speaking of German accents, the Eric the intern, step up there and take a bow real quick. I got to tell you, some of the editing work you've been doing, I got to give you applause for that.
Can we your
Very,
face on
very
camera?
funny. Good job, E.
Thank you, Mike.
The
Thank you.
I know Brian the Carpenter had a little play in this one, but the not Footloose,
Footloose.
the Flashdance.
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 That was a
edit
joint effort. For sure.
was insane.
It's fun working on that stuff.
Mike, do I have your permission to give away my own gift?
Yes.
If I present my own prize? Okay.
Absolutely.
So, Eric made Eric. That was obviously me in the Flashdance video on my
was obviously.
on my homie on my hobie.
Pause.
Hold on my hobie, right? Pedaling fast, not knowing that I'll be shamed into never pedaling fast again without that song being burned into my head, right? People out there, I ask you, respond on the IM board. The first person to describe what song Brian the Carpenter's legs would play to, and I'll describe them to you. Picture a wiffle ball bat meeting a sneaker with on top of it maybe a slightly fatter wiffle ball bat. So what song would Brian the Carpenter's legs play to, and I'll choose the winner, and it'll be a mystery tackle box, one we already opened that Eric stole some stuff from.
Yes. I like it. Let's play this game.
Thank you.
That Eric already stole some stuff out of.
That's outstanding. All right, I got one more thing.
They're
Other
coming.
than that, what do you got? You gotta be hot in that jacket, cuz.
I am hot. But it feels good to have it back on.
Yeah. Memories.
Feels good. Little memories.
Memories?
happen.
Green Masters
You got
jacket.
Hey, I got one thing real quick.
Eric just remembered something.
Yeah.
And eek!
He's like, oh, I have a thought.
we were just doing the MTB unboxing, and just yesterday I found out that next month I'm going to be competing in an intern versus intern MTB unboxing challenge.
Oh!
Just
Wait,
wanna
how
let
does
you
that
guys
work?
know.
What does that mean?
I'm going to be facing off. It's going to be me versus the intern that they got over there at
What's his
Mystery
name?
Tackle Box, Gavin.
Fishing
And
tournament?
it's going to be one-on-one. We're gonna do an MTB unboxing. I don't know what the rules are gonna be in terms of like what kind of fish you gotta catch or anything like that, but just know I'm gonna win that for Ike Live.
Kidding me?
For those at home, Becky said you lose your fire.
She just, hey, you know what? That is just, hey, wait. I'll look at that as positive reinforcement. That's just motivation.
Yeah.
Like,
That's nothing I haven't faced before. It's all good.
hey, that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of motivation I had. You lose, you go back to work. You know what?
Yeah.
Win that.
Right on.
Yeah.
Win that.
I'm gonna win it.
Win it.
That's it.
Go get you a pound and 3/4 and win it.
That. Work on that.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Netty Ned. Beck, you have anything?
Oh, Rich has a story.
Rich?
Why?
Rich? Hold on. Do the up close couch shot.
Oh,
so that we really put him on the spot.
Oh, JC, there you is.
Tell us about it, Rich.
Right. So am I going all in here? Or?
Kansas Morning Glory.
Oh boy. Okay. So that we can kind of go back to 2015. I find out bass fishing existed, and this story kind of led up to that. But so from like 2013, 2014, those couple years, I spent a few years guiding hunting trips in southeast Kansas.
Let's go.
Was guiding waterfowl, deer hunting, mainly deer hunting. But I was a kid from Jersey that I got a chance to go out and work for a ranch, an outfitter on 30,000 acres in southeast Kansas, and I hopped on it. I got a phone call and I was like, "Yo, you want to come work for me as a guide?" And I said yes. And 2 weeks later, I was on a plane. So the schedule out there was kind of crazy. Sun up to sundown every day, 2.5 months. It doesn't seem like it's a bad job to be a hunting guide, but really, when you're a hunting guide, you're just working your ass off all day to get other people what they want. And because of the schedule,
fishing guide ain't much different.
No, for sure, facts. So because of the schedule, a shower was something that kind of came around like once every 4 or 5 days.
Ew.
So it was like a big deal,
right?
Like that day where where you get that chance to take a shower, that's an important thing. And so one of the things we did was we'd drop all the hunters off at the stands every morning, and this week we had a female hunter in on the camp for that week, and I got assigned to her and her husband, who was going to a different deer stand and everything else. And so we exchanged phone numbers and everything so that we can stay in touch when they want to be picked up from the stand.
Was she attractive?
No comment.
Okay.
So, this day happened to be shower day, and I was taking a shower, and at this time I had a big old beard, and I kind of looked like a hunting guide in Kansas, and I took a selfie in the mirror, and I said shower day, and I meant to send it to somebody back home.
No!
But,
whoa!
No, I had a towel on, everything else. Because like I said, taking a shower every 4 to 5 days, that's a big deal. You get that shower, you start feeling confident.
I get that, but let's talk about this selfie. Hold up. How much did the picture cover? Did it stop at the belly button? Did it go to the kneecaps?
That's up for interpretation, but I had a towel on.
All right. Yeah, towel. All right.
So I'm feeling right. I'm about to get a shower for the first time in 5 days. Snap it off, bing bang boom. And I meant to send it to somebody back home. My girlfriend at the time, she's no longer my girlfriend now. I have a great girlfriend, Lauren. I know you're probably watching. Love you. But I meant to send it to my girlfriend at the back home at the time. But the last call log in my text, and being all delirious from working 13-hour days, everything else, I accidentally sent it to the one female hunter that showed up in 2.5 months. She got that shower selfie while she's sitting in a deer stand.
How'd that go? It either went really bad or really good.
No, it was real weird at first. But but I said, I immediately sent another message, said, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Yeah, water's fine, come on in. One of those deals. And,
shoot whatever you want. I won't say a word.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I don't care if you kill one and wound one, you can still keep hunting.
Right?
It ended up working out. She ended up shooting a deer that week, but
did she tell her husband?
Yeah, after that, the eye on the back of the dollar bill that's like this?
Yeah.
It's like the all-seeing eye.
That was
for like the rest of the week.
Her husband had that eye on.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She told him.
Yeah, so it got a little
awkward.
Yeah.
But,
I
got you.
You live and learn.
Nobody knows awkward more than I do.
Wow. Yeah, sure. So.
Rich,
I'm not gonna tell the story live, but
explain, Rich. How did you feel the minute you realized what you had sent and who you sent it to?
Oh man, that's a tough feeling to put into words. I mean, there was a lot of moments when I was out there because. You take a kid out of New Jersey and you stick him into Southeast Kansas and you say, go guide all this land, and you got to learn everything. I mean, there was times where I took hunters out, 2 guys, taking them out to their deer stands, and I got plain flat lost in the woods in the morning. Like
you're
walking,
the guide.
yeah, like walking through like the prairie of Southeast Kansas, wet up to your nipples because there's morning dew on everything, and I've been walking around in circles for 45 minutes, but I think everything, nothing will top that picture that I sent.
Wow.
whether it was sleeping in the woods or getting people lost. But hey, you live and learn. Learn to check twice, send once.
Kansas morning glory.
Dude, the great thing about this story, and I love this story, is it reminds me of Brian, the carpenter, years ago. And Brian. Dave, you can back me up on this one. Brian used to send a lot of shower selfies out to different people.
What was that, over like telegraphs or?
No, but nobody would ever recognize who was in the picture because it just looked like a giant telephone pole in the picture.
If you had a signature thing where you always held a fudge round, that's it. Just like fudge round hair to the side.
It's a telephone pole. What the hell is this?
Y'all will know. I'm going to ship y'all a box of fudge rounds.
I actually ate a lot of Little Debbie's when I was out there.
So let's talk about co-angler stories. How about that?
Ooh, co-angler stories?
Yeah, I know you've got some.
I've got some good ones, man.
What did he say? Freddie, what is your worst co-angler story? Your co-angler nightmare story?
Last week?
You didn't have a co-angler last week.
Marshall and co-angler are they the same thing or no?
Co-angler, the guy that actually catches a fish.
Oh, every one.
Isn't it?
Oh, every
Isn't that
one.
god awful sound of that? Yeah, and the boat shakes and you look back.
the ones that grunt. And you just look back and there's the giant shaking on the other line. Oh God, not again. Yeah, I've got a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Brian the Carpenter on the phone back there working. What do you got, Brian?
I got a friend of Caleb's on the line.
Okay.
Oh, let's hear him.
Caller, what's your name? Where you call from?
Hey, this is Dick Black.
Dick Black. Hey, Dick Black. Dick, how you
man,
doing?
It's been a while, yeah.
Yes, sir. How are you? Good to hear you again on Ike Live.
Yeah, not bad, man. I've been working and trying to make ends meet, this and that,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to hear from you, Dick. What's your question?
Man, I just got a question for Caleb. Just sitting there thinking, when he was going into the elite, trying to work up from, fishing the opens and this and that, what was his mindset?
Gotta make it work.
What was he thinking, like, the whole time, coming from a club standpoint of view? Because that's what I'm in a club. Yeah. Like, I'm in a club. I'd love to fish the elites. I can't afford it. Yes, I'm going to get some sponsors or whatever, but if I get, what's the mindset that you have? What drove his ass? I want to know what drives his ass.
Gotta make it work, man. Gotta make it work. Gotta eat. Seriously. Like, no joke. Like, gotta make it work. Gotta grind, got to get sponsors, got to catch fish to put money on to put food on the table. Seriously. When it got to the point to when I was fishing the nation championship, I didn't have a job. And I got to the point to where I won it. I had to make it work. I had no choice.
So more or less, it's like sink or swim. Like you just
sink or swim, Bubba. That's it. Sink or swim.
Swing or swim.
I took my box of fudge rounds, my tackle box, and I hit the lake.
He said fudge rounds. He don't know nothing about no fudge rounds.
Bubba, I know all too well about fudge rounds. My boy. What's your name again?
Fudge rounds.
Hey.
You ain't got no fudge rounds.
Did you know they made double stack? Did you know they made double stack fudge rounds?
Listen, Mike Iaconelli, what kind of fudge rounds he eat? Nah, seriously, what kind of fudge round he eat?
Double stack fudge rounds.
He ain't getting that Walmart bread, you getting that Little Debbie stuff.
Little Debbie, baby, all day.
That's brand name, sucker. Don't tell me you ain't struggling. You ain't struggling. Fool.
You said that's brand name. You ain't struggling.
Yeah, you ain't using no coupons. Hey, Caleb, for real, man. I appreciate you. I love what you do. I love the speech that you had at the Bassmaster. Made me cry a little bit, Big man, big man here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Listen, we all love you at the house here, man. We got one of your T-shirts at the Classic last year. No, was it this year? Hold on a second.
Come on now.
Hold on. No, wait a second. Baby, was it last year? Man, we got that T-shirt. That red one.
Get out of here. Come on now. It's all good. I know what you're talking about. You got a shirt?
Yeah, we got one of your shirts. She done passed out. She ain't even answering me.
It's all good.
Yeah, but anyway, we appreciate you, man. We love you. We pulling for you.
Thank y'all, man. Favorites. I appreciate that, man. What's your name again?
Yeah, you in good company up there at Ike Live, man.
Appreciate that.
What?
Sing us a song, Caleb.
What you want to hear, man? I got something. Look, I got something. You want to hear a song? Who said sing me a song?
Yeah, Dick, sing a song, man. We'll like
all right,
song.
Look, I've been working. Listen, my cousin, he dead now, but he was in a band. It was called Beat the Needles. You ever heard of?
Beat the Needles.
No, but for real though, they were up in New York. It was called Beat the Needles. He got one to say like this. He got one to go like this. I play center. I play forward. I be 6'4". That was one of them.
That's it?
That was one of them. And then I got another one. He had another one. He done like Beatles songs. He said, get back, get back, get back and watch your Johnson grow. And I got another one. Here's one more. Let me do you one more real quick. We all live in a yellow Cruiserville, and my friends are all aboard, and all the rest of them in the trunk. That's all I got, man. That's all I got.
That's good. Dick Black, everybody.
Right. Yeah, Dick Black. Thanks, man. Thanks. Hey, Caleb.
Yeah, man.
One more time, man. How about your go-kart game? How'd that go?
Oh, my go-kart game is strong, son.
I don't know, dude. I heard different. I seen some stuff on Facebook where you were like third place.
Oh, Leroy Jackson. You must be related to Leroy Jackson.
Oh, no, you know Leroy? No.
Oh, Leroy Jackson ain't had nothing.
It's Leroy Jenkins' fool. He ain't no Ken, no Jackson. He ain't no freak. Look.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Look. Tell me.
Leroy Jenkins ain't had nothing on my go-kart game.
Look, that ain't what I heard, sucker. I heard he slapped your ass. I heard he slapped your ass, and all you did was cry and spun out and walked off the damn track.
Hey, but what happened? I got a video that might surface that showed the overall lap time of that race.
I don't know. You got to tag Leroy in that.
I might.
You know, he's a friend of a friend that's in a bass club down here, and he comes back. Yeah, but he rules the go-kart tracks down here. He knows better. He knows better than to mess with a boy like me.
Oh yeah.
You done hung up on me. Look, he done got mad and hung up.
I got Leroy Jenkins' number.
Honey, what year was that we bought that shirt off Caleb? He still was asleep. Honey. Oh, Lord, she had them Colt 45 look. She got like Colt 45. She don't know what to do. Oh, Lord.
All right, Dick.
That's all the questions I had. Look, that's all the questions I had.
All right, Dick. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks.
All right, Dick Black, everybody. Well, he hadn't called in a while, Bri.
Yeah, you know.
I hadn't heard from Dick in a while.
No.
We actually do have a winner from the Brian the Carpenter Challenge.
Oh, what do we got?
We have Matt the Wisconsin won with this in terms of what song would Brian's legs be played to?
Yes.
Okay, go now. Do it like really slow. Don't stop your car. Go now. Go now. He's gonna eat it. Go, run.
It's the Kiki Challenge. If anyone doesn't know what that is, that's where you get out of your car and dance while the car is rolling. I picture Brian in his 1984 Ford Ranger.
I'll just say Civic.
This is so poorly cropped.
Yeah,
oh,
terrible.
fudge round.
It's not even moving. She's in roller skates. All right, this is obviously we did no screening. Let's jump ahead on these. Here we go. Here's Brian the Carpenter in his 1990.
What's going on here?
The car's not moving.
Oh my God, Brian the Carpenter, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Yo, Bri.
Hey, hold on, I'm concentrating.
On what?
Fudge round that popped up earlier.
When does she get run over?
I don't know, but I can watch people get hit all day long. Where are the dudes getting? The car's not even moving, dude. I need to see a moving car. Hold on. There we go. Get run over, please.
Get run over, please. They're gonna pull us off.
All right. So we're anyway.
We better stop that.
Matt the Wisconsin, send your information. I won't put it through. You won the mystery tackle box at Eric Pilford.
Matt from Wisconsin, you're a winner. Brian Carpenter.
Yo.
Great show. I want to I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. It's been unbelievable. Caleb, thank you very much for coming in studio. Thank you for joining us. Rich, thank you. Becky, thank you for coming in late, 3/4 of the way into the show.
Oh, stepson.
I want to thank Josh Bertrand for joining us.
Hammer.
Yes, congratulations again.
And a nice guy. I mean, honestly, I talked to him like leading up to this. I'm like,
Yes.
man, he seemed like a nice guy. Everybody's like, oh,
Dude,
he's
telling
just
you.
Yeah,
he's
he's-
like a legit super. He's like a young Shaw
You
Grigsby.
can't root for a better guy.
He is.
He really is.
He's like a young Pete Glusick.
Yeah. Without.
I got mixed feelings about Pete.
We're insulting him. Go ahead, jump on.
I love Pete.
Ah, you.
By the way, Pete's on vacation. He couldn't be here tonight.
Yeah, Pete's at the Holiday Inn, exit 3.
Yeah, but he will be here Friday night with John Cruz for Bass U Live.
Yes, that's
Tune
exciting.
in. John's giving away a missile bait every minute.
It's exciting.
Yep.
It's exciting. Caleb, before we turn the show out, there's people watching that are like, man, I want to follow these guys. I want to see their life. I
Yeah.
want to see what Caleb's up to. How can they follow you?
Caleb Sumrall Fishing on Facebook and Caleb.Sumrall on Instagram.
Yes. There you have it. Do you get involved in all the social posts? And
She runs.
You do?
Caleb Sumrall Fishing page.
do you have fun with it? Is it like fun, or is it like, does it feel like work when you have to do all that stuff? A little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
Yeah. I know. It does feel like work sometimes. Let me also remind everybody watching, if you want to catch this show again or any other show over the last 6 years, Brian the Carpenter.
Get out of here. This might be show 81, by the way.
There you have it.
Get out of here.
Is it show 81?
Might be.
That's unbelievable.
Loosely.
Put me down for the 100th show episode.
You can catch any of the old shows on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and of course, IkeLive.com.
And Bassmaster.com, except for now.
Except for now. If you're over there at iTunes and you're checking out our show, please leave us a positive review. It helps in some way. I don't know how. Upcoming show schedule.
Yeah, when we doing
This
another
was the last one ever. Take care. Good night. That's not true.
No?
You made me read that like
There's
Anchorman.
falsehood.
No, there's going to be another show.
All right, there's going to be another.
Miss Rebecca and I are going to Iceland on Thursday for a 4-day trip. Yes. Little vacation.
Valhalla.
We're going because it's a dream trip and we're going to renew our vows.
Ah.
Why are we going? It's your birthday.
You're
It was her birthday back in March. Happy birthday.
Mike, you're not going to make us all buy like white clothes again to come to the renewal?
No.
That was a good time.
That was awesome time.
No,
but
we're going to do the next one in black.
I need blue. I need some blue.
Okay.
They found out it's cheaper to go to Iceland than to throw a party for all of us.
That's true. No, that's true. That's
I
very
believe
true.
it.
Once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
I got an announcement.
Yes.
Pat Renwick's show will be Wednesday night. He's got Chad Grigsby and perhaps Josh Bertrand.
Oh.
And Mark Jeffries has no announcement because the entire industry is on a standstill pending some great announcement.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said 3 times.
That's
He said,
funny.
Okay, Mark.
It's so true. I didn't even laugh. I'm like,
Shout out to Mark Jeffers.
So Mark has no announcement.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
Boom.
Bash University.
all right. That 15 seconds of silence was what?
Everybody should get a Bass University subscription if you're looking for a stable
Business.
bass
No
fishing
controversy.
business.
Okay.
No rumors. Straight information.
It is what it is.
Fish catching, 100% information, and go.
I like it.
I like it.
Do you want to speak with Bash University?
I don't know. I had no ties to it. I just felt like it was the right thing to do at the point.
Will
Why
you
not?
speak with us?
I would absolutely speak.
There
with
you have it.
I did not.
What Becky's
go to
saying that no one
college.
can hear is that there's college discounts.
Wow. College discounts at Bash U.
I'm pretty
Get
sure
her a
I
microphone
could,
before I
I'm
lose
pretty
my
sure
mind.
I could get a couple college signs. That's amazing.
All right, let me thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It's been a great show. Thank you for watching Ike Live. Special apologies to Dick Morris and Dick Hackney. We're supposed to have them on, but we ran out of time. Thank you, guys. Hope you have a wonderful week. Until the next one, have fun, be safe,
Have you put your arms?
and never give up. Good night.
Did I ruin your exit?